11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What's up, everybody, and welcome on into another edition of Unsportsmanlike Conduct. A lot of shenanigans going on right now, a lot to talk about today, including our very first mention of anything soccer related ever on this show.
Ever.
Football?
Ever.
Football.
But we'll get to all that stuff in a minute. I'm Steve. I got a Timmy T right on over to my left. How's it going,
Vegas,
sir?
baby. Vegas.
Oh, Vegas, baby. I got Anthony right down here. What's going on, my friend?
Not much, man. How we doing today?
Anthony.
Well, listen, you might be leaving us for another job, it looks like, down there as Dalvin Cook's travel agent. That's obviously one of the things that we're going to get to today.
Dual job in it right now. Dual job in it.
So look, we got NHL finals, NBA finals. We got some soccer to talk about. Like I said before, we have obviously we got to mention Will Levis and the tremendous things that he's not doing right now.
No. It's the receivers. It's that line. It's that coach. It's not Will Levis's fault.
Yeah, we know better than that.
That's right. And we're gonna break down the reasons why everything else sucks. But
we'll break down why 52 other men are not doing their fucking jobs.
That's right, 100%.
And what else we're
coaching
going to talk a little Dame Lillard. We'll talk a little Dalvin Cook, as we said. And
this guy.
If you control, you can be on the show. It's in your contract.
Oh my God! Let's start the show. I don't even see what he said. Let's
one.
start this
Doc
bad boy.
Doctors.
All right, let me see what this guy said. Here it is. I can't even. Not even going to go there.
Doc is pay. Breaking
Doc is
news.
pay.
Melo's been fined.
Melo,
conduct
you're fired.
Damn, that was good. If I closed my eyes, I would have believed it.
Well, you know what? A long time ago, I did a limited fake Vince McMahon on Dan Lebitard, and
No, you didn't.
I swear, I was
Can
waiting.
we find these recordings, please?
I highly doubt you could ever find that, but just not one reaction, zero reaction out of it. I was the last.
That was really
one.
good. I was impressed.
Thank you. That means more than Lebitard. Anyway, welcome you all back into Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Like we said at the forefront, a lot of sports to talk about. I'm a little excited about what happened just now in the Mets game. There's a Flow Rider concert that's going on in the parking lot across from me, shaking the walls as the Panthers get their fans riled up. And
Can we admit that's
remember
not as
last week?
eventful as Tim's stuff that he has going on outside of his house?
Well, but the whole Mars atmosphere up there.
Oh, I meant the fireworks and stuff that go off.
Oh,
every
well,
night.
all sorts of shenanigans gonna go. Stupid Canada. Canada, man.
Blame Canada. Blame
Exactly.
Canada.
Well, it's Thursday,
Exactly.
so anytime between 9 and 11, we'll have some fireworks, I'm sure.
Just
Just random Thursday fireworks.
Happy Thursday, everyone.
Exactly.
So remember last week, this is the last thing I'm going to say about this, and then we'll get into the Stanley Cup Finals. Last week when we were on, Verlander was pitching, and he got hit with a ball. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That was the third time in his last two games. He just got hit with another one.
The magnet. He's
Hey,
a magnet for that shit.
Is Sean Payton around here? Is there something on his head? Man, get out of here.
You might need to figure something out there. Wear some shin guards or something.
Let's go. Dude. Hey, the batters get all the protection. Why don't the pitchers ever wear nothing?
I agree completely.
Yeah, let's make that happen. We could get
pull some strings. Come on, boss man.
We got to get some trademarks going right first. We've learned from
shin pads for pitchers, sponsored by Pop Culture Pros.
Pop Culture Pros. All right, this segment on the NHL Stanley Cup Finals is brought to you by Pop Culture Pros. Ant, take it over.
So
I like that shirt, by the way.
Thank you for those. The periodic table.
I dig it.
And very important stuff there. So for anyone who has missed it, I'm so shocked that Raul hasn't been in here boasting already. Has not been a very close series so far. I know there's a lot of fans out there complaining about officiating. Some definite questionable calls, but it feels like most of those have come later in the games when the games have pretty much been over. Vegas winning game 1, 5-2. Both of those, one of those Panthers goals coming very late in the game when it was basically out of reach already. And the second game, 7-2. Again, both Panthers goals felt pretty meaningless in that one as well. I will say, I am expecting a very different game tonight. No, I don't have anything to back up my reasoning there other than the fact that the Panthers have essentially played a completely different – yeah, Flow Rider's in town. That's why. That's the real reason. It's not Little John. It's Flow Rider. No, games 1 and 2, the Panthers really got away from their style of play that had been so beneficial to them from the late in the Boston series through their next 2 series coming into this one. And, not as successful on the dump and chase. They're not as successful as flipping the pucks out of the zone, a little slow defensively. Vegas has done a really good job of attacking the Mark Stahl pairing, knowing that at his age, it's just hard for him to do those same things he would do earlier in his career. So I'm expecting some different tactics from Florida tonight. Yeah, exactly. Age, father time, undefeated. So I do expect them to kind of get back into some of those things, though, that really, really got them cranking. I know that it has seemed very lopsided so far. There's no doubting that. Again, I've seen too many Panthers fans blaming the officiating. The calls that I feel are questionable have all been when the games are long over. Should we pause for Flow Rider real quick?
Did you hear that?
No.
For real? They just did a flyover. A jet.
I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it.
I'll have to listen to the playback.
Microphone. I gotta tell you, it's good. This is a condensed microphone. It's only.
I need to set mine up. I think I have that exact same microphone, but in black.
The Yeti baby.
Yeah, it is the exact same microphone. But yeah, no, I expect that they're going to get back into some of that stuff. Like I said, I'm tired of hearing about officiating. After a number of misconducts. No, that is not the case, troll. Thank you for your comment. No, it is not that way. 10-minute misconducts are not treated like technical fouls in basketball.
Dave's getting a misconduct for trolling right now.
Thank God, because
Dave's
2 minutes trolling
misconduct right now. He's going to start the next show.
Raul.
There's Raul.
10-minute misconduct for the Panthers and David. Hey, guys, I expect a good game tonight and better effort, but acknowledge Vegas.
Absolutely. Raul, where have you been? I was just talking about how wonderful they played. They've been phenomenal. Every aspect of their game, I in my Stanley Cup preview article, I did talk about. I thought Vegas had a definite advantage in terms of players on the ice. Forward-wise, I felt that they did have an advantage, although I didn't feel it was a large one. I felt that they did have it, though. And defensively, I didn't think it was close. Vegas's back end, while not really offense-oriented like Florida's can be, that is a stout brick wall that they have back there, and it's 6-man deep. They don't allow easy shots. They do a tremendous job of keeping the shots that Aiden Hill faces from low danger places on the ice. It's a very good defensive unit. Like I said, I do expect Florida to be a little bit different tonight than we've seen in the last 2 games. It is a must-win game, in my opinion, because if they don't win this one, the series isn't going more than 5. I'm sorry, but it's just not. And it's possible that that's how it ends. So I expect a good game tonight. I am picking the Panthers tonight. No, it's not because I grew up a Panthers fan. I just feel that with that atmosphere in that arena, which, as Steve can attest to, since he's mere feet away from it, that place is already rocking.
Oh, it's rocking.
Yeah, so I expect it to be
tons of rats in the building.
Everywhere. And they're not in New York. It's insane.
Anthony, but do you think? Because we talked about the layoff.
Yeah,
and we talked about how that probably helps in hockey. Do you think this is doing the opposite for the Panthers?
I do.
They look sluggish. They look a little.
I will 100% eat crow on that one. I thought the layoff was going to be very good for them, especially with some of the matchups they had faced coming in. I thought that it was going to be great for Bob. You know, he's throughout his career, not even just something this season, throughout his career, he's always done better with more rest. Like, historically speaking, I don't have all the stats in front of me, but it's been his MO throughout his career. It's one of the reasons that the Panthers were so willing to pay Spencer Knight as the second goalie on the team, because they wanted to make sure that they could keep Bob fresh. And you would think, coming off of a 10, 11-day layoff, that he would have been pretty fresh, but he has not looked very sharp so far. I don't put all the blame on him. Defense has really let him down. There's been a lot of high danger shots from a lot of different locations, a lot of situations where it's just him and a forward, you know, facing off basically mere feet away, a lot of screen shots. The defense has not done him any favors, but clearly not the same Bob that we had seen so far. I'm not on the show.
That's the real reason I'm not on the show, says the troll. Wasn't cleared by PCP's Vincent Kennedy McMahon trying to hold me down.
Well, now you're serving a 10-minute misconduct for your next appearance. So for the first 10 minutes, you have to sit there, but you're muted the whole time.
Oh, we should do that. That's a fucking great idea. And,
that's a 10-minute misconduct.
And we got to change your name to Troll, and then underneath says 10 minutes.
That's a Levitard deal with the penalty box.
10 minutes trolling. 10 minutes trolling.
A little late, says Raul. Had to get some fresh air. Yeah. All right, it's nuts.
Is Raul in New York?
Not here. You ain't. Yeah, he's here. Yeah, Raul, you ain't getting no fresh air.
I'm about to say, I don't know that I would be going outside in that scenario.
Terzio,
how's it going?
Guy.
So I expect a great game tonight. Like I said, I do like the Panthers, but this is it for them. If they don't win tonight, I do think it's over. I don't think that the series is over by any means, despite how it's looked through the first two games. Remember, they were down 3-1 against Boston and looked pretty lifeless through most of those first 4 games. And of course, after that, we saw them flip a switch and play a completely different brand of hockey. And I'm expecting to see that tonight. Whether it lasts for the rest of the series, we'll see. Vegas, very, very good team, great defensively. Aiden Hill is on an all-time heater right now. So I expect a good game.
Terzio says over. Don't matter what you say. It's over. No, I mean,
people. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, you bring up the Boston series. I mean, if you can't, like, if that could be done against Boston, a historic team, then you can't doubt anything else through the rest of the playoffs. You just can't. It'd be foolish to do that. But it's not looking good. And like you said, tonight must win, because to lose, to go down 3-0, to even think that you have a shot to win 4 straight. I mean, like I said, you can't count anything out with this team, but that's looking over that edge. Like,
I think mentally for them, the ability, the thought of that they can win 4 straight wouldn't be an issue. The issue in my eyes at that point, if they do go down 3-0, would be, I don't know that I can see Vegas losing 4 in a row. That's how good they're playing right now. And I'm not sure that I see that. I actually thought Tkachuk played really good in game 2. Not obviously game 1 he was non-existent. I thought game 2 he was a much better player. I thought that both of his misconduct penalties were laughable, but again, the game was over when those took place. So complaining about it is
one was a cheap shot. One was a cheap shot.
The hit on Eichel?
Yeah, he was cheap shot at him.
That's a clean hit.
No. When they were scrumming and he sucker punched him.
That's game 1. That's
game one.
I'm not debating that one. Yeah. He deserved to get tossed down. I'm talking game 2. He got 2 misconduct penalties in game 2. Neither one was warranted. And the fact that they came out of that whole incident with Jack Eichel, totally clean hit on Eichel. It's a big
hits are hits. I'll never call a hit cheap, but the punch in the middle of a scrum was cheap.
The punch in game 1. There's
the hits is what we live for.
Yeah. So I didn't understand how he hits Jack Eichel, a scrum ensues, and he's the one that gets a misconduct in that situation. That made no sense to me on a clean hit. And the fact that it was a clean hit and the Knights essentially instigated the scrum and there's no man advantage for Florida. I didn't get that either. Again, it was a 4-0 game at the time when this occurred, or 4-0 game at the time when that occurred. So it's hard for me to say, oh, well, there you go. The refs blew the game for him. It's like, if it was like a 2-0 game or a 2-1 game or something, great. I could 100% go with that. But it's a 4-0 game.
What do you think?
It's late in the second
period. What do you guys
period.
think of what Terzio's saying here? Vegas taking them off their game with the rough tactics.
I think
Terzio, wait, hold on. No politics in here, buddy. Not looking good for the Panthers. I'll agree with that. What else did he say? Vegas is hitting Florida and hitting them good and taking them off their game. So same scenario. What do you think?
Yeah, Boston played a physical brand with them too in that series. So I don't think that the physicality is what's taking them off their game. I think the one thing that we need to really focus and praise Vegas on is Florida does a really good job of getting under other teams' skins and causing these scrambles and these, these incidents where, you really kind of throw people off their game. And Vegas has not bought into it at all. At all. They have stayed focused. They've stayed committed. They've played whistle to whistle. No extracurriculars for Vegas. So I give Vegas a lot of credit for that. And you got to give their head coach Bruce Cassidy a lot of credit for that because he's obviously got those guys mentally prepared for what Florida was going to throw at them. But at the same sense, Paul Maurice is a great coach too. That's why I said tonight I'm expecting a little bit of a different brand from them tonight than we saw in games 1 and 2. So I do think it's going to be a great game. It's been a great playoffs. No matter who wins this series, I don't think anyone out there should be mad at the way this has played out. It's been phenomenal playoffs. Storylines everywhere, great games everywhere, overtime, 7 period games, 5 period games. This has been everything you could hope for in the NHL playoffs. So it's been a great series. Yeah, and I expect this series to still end up being a good series, despite the fact the first 2 were blowouts.
Let's catch up here. Expect a great effort tonight from the Panthers, says Raul. Boston Bruins play a streaky type of game. The top players score 5 to 7 a game.
Sergio's drunk.
I get what he's trying to say.
They're a streaky team. Okay. Bottom line, they're a streaky team.
I get what he's trying to say, but when a team wins the most regular season games in the history of the NHL, it's hard to call them streaky. I mean, were they on an 82-game heater? Maybe. But streaky, I don't agree with. With the depth that they had built, yeah, there were situations where like Pasternak and Bergeron wouldn't have great games, but their depth was so strong that that's when a guy like Taylor Hall, that's when a guy like Tyler Bertuzzi, that's when David Krejci, just go down the list. They had Dmitry Orlov was scoring goals for them in the playoffs. Like, it didn't matter if one of their top guys had a bad game because they were so deep. It just didn't matter. They could score from anyone on all 4 lines, all 6 defensemen. They could just bring it. And, they were not mentally prepared for what Florida was going to bring to them. So, and I think that's why they're no longer in it. Why are we bringing the Jets up?
10 minutes for trolling.
To bring the Jets
10 minutes for trolling, Dave.
The trolling misconduct. That's what it is. It's a true trolling misconduct. All right. So obviously the game is underway. So we'll keep you up to date. You'll see.
Point by Raul too.
Bruce Cassidy has helped the Golden Knights. Let's pop that up there. With being the least penalized team this season, that can never be understated. Across all sports, obviously, but
discipline in team sports like that, not getting into those situations, he deserves a ton of credit. What's really funny about all this? So Vegas finished with the best record in the West this year, and nobody was praising Bruce Cassidy. They were still slandering him for the fact that the team he left, he leaves them, and they now set the record for best regular season. Well, who's laughing now? Because Bruce Cassidy is 2 games away from winning a Stanley Cup. So I think Bruce Cassidy is okay with how that played out. I'm sure he's a little bitter about the way the media played it for him, but it seems to be working out pretty well for him.
Yes. All right. Terzio responds with, "Hey, the Jets have a very long streak of 50 years without winning a Super Bowl." Exactly.
We've already met our Jets quota for the day. We don't need to talk about them anymore.
All right. Let's turn our attention to. You guys didn't yell at me. I forgot to put the ice on, guys. Boom.
Sorry.
Okay. There it is. I didn't even realize it. All right, let's
And now you
switch
switched
on over to the
everything.
NBA. NBA Finals, obviously going on. There's a theme here: Florida, 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 and we're going to talk more Florida in just a minute.
Football.
A little football there. So NBA Finals are going on. Yeah, Terzi, I got the game on back here. Wild range of emotions within that first couple innings. But listen, this series is this close to being 3-0 with Denver going for a sweep, but obviously that's not the case. Watching the game yesterday with the Joker and Jamal Murray both going with 30-point triple doubles, just watching the Joker, he boggles my mind. He's got this touch. It'll like hit this side of the rim, but somehow spin and go in. He's got obviously one of the softest touches of any big man. They mentioned yesterday during the telecast that they feel like the Joker is a generation. I guess you could say that he could play in any generation. Is what they were saying yesterday. Tim, I know you're a wrestling guy. Rest in peace. Oh, Iron Sheik. We didn't do a little toast here to the jabronis out there.
But we'll talk about that tomorrow night.
Yeah. One news outlet would have you believe that Sabu died. Anyway, so just getting back to the series, when you got those two guys, it is a daunting task in my mind. I mean, obviously I'm not an NBA head coach, but that Spoelstra's done what he can do, and I'll let Anthony. You can go into it a little bit further, but you can tell there's some frustration from him, and that post game press conference the other day, I thought it was hilarious. What did he say? That he got upset. He was like, "That is something somebody with an untrained eye would say."
They asked him.
It was hilarious.
It was hilarious, and it was hilarious because what the question was very valid. So I was actually a little surprised by his response, but I know he's also trying to kind of Bill Belichick it and make sure he's giving respect to his opponents. But essentially, he was asked, was the game plan after game 2, because in that game, Nikola Jokic only had 4 assists, was the game plan to kind of make Jokic be the one to score? And we had talked about on this show before the series started that was probably going to be their game plan, is to try and
best bet.
Just let him do all of the work offensively, but don't let him pass. And that's what they did in game 2, and it worked. It worked great. Jamal Murray had his worst game so far of the series, one of his worst games of the playoffs. Dan Marino's banging the drum in the arena. Doesn't sound like a good omen.
There was no glare from his hands, right? No glare.
I don't believe so. I don't.
He's wearing
even
isotoners.
As a Dolphins fan, I cannot stand him.
He's got isotoners on.
He's an asshole.
He's an asshole.
He is an asshole. Oh my god! I met him on 2 separate occasions. Complete dick both times.
Well, okay, really quick though. So
Sorry,
I met him. No, we're good. This is where stuff. Yeah, I know, Dave. Great. If it was the other way around, you'd be like, "Hey, he doesn't have any rings. He didn't win the big one." That's what you would say, troll. So I didn't meet him the first time, but I saw an interaction with him at a store. First thing in the morning, the couple of kids were in there with their mom. Nobody else in the store. And he said he turned him down. No autograph. The second time I did meet him, however, this time I was a member of the press, and I was at the unveiling of the Hard Rock, the adjustments that they were doing there, the renovations, and I don't know if he just wanted to get out of who he was talking to, but he asked if I wanted to take a picture. I was like, okay. So I took a picture. But he's from the moment I saw him do that to the kid.
Got 2 stories that completely jive with everything you just said.
Hell yeah.
I was 7 or 8 years old. Blockbuster Golfing Games, for those of us who grew up in South Florida and remember that place. I was at Blockbuster Golfing Games. I believe it was in the summertime. So football off season. I was there with my grandma and a couple of my friends. And he was there. Dan Marino was in there, I guess with his kids, hat on, trying to hide himself. And I noticed him and I told my grandma, I'm like, Grandma, that's Dan Marino. Oh my God. My grandma gives me this guy. He's still, look, he made it. He's here.
He's arrived.
So this guy, my grandma gives me a Publix receipt to go get his autograph. I go up to him completely, no, just like shoos me away, like hand gesture and everything, like no. So I'll go back to my grandma. My grandma like beelines, like as any grandma you would expect,
with the chancleta off,
straight to Dan Marino, and like started. She didn't cause a scene, but she was about to if he didn't sign that damn piece of paper.
That's awesome.
So he signed the autograph then, and I think he left like 2 minutes later. Like he was clearly flustered. The second time, I used to work for a Boys and Girls Club in Broward County when I was a little bit younger. We used to have an event every year called the Yacht Hop. At the Yacht Hop, they would have various silent auctions and things like that. We would bring some kids for the Yacht Hop for the earlier night portion of it before it got later in the night and the drinking and everything got crazy. We would bring kids for the earlier portion of it. So there was two specific people that I remember very vividly coming to see the kids. One of them, first of all, Shaquille O'Neal, might be the nicest human being you ever meet in your life. Honest to God. That man took a picture, I swear to you, or signed whatever was asked of him with every single one of those kids. It was amazing. Incredible person. He actually at one point had picked up a kid and like hung him over the dock. Like obviously a little scary, because it's, but he was just really
That's
good.
The
person,
Diesel.
Great with the kids.
That kid ain't going nowhere.
I have another Diesel story, but we can save that for another time. But Marino completely avoided us the whole night. If he saw us moving in a direction, he would clearly without trying to be discreet, move in the complete opposite direction, like trying to avoid the kids at all costs. There was a camera crew there. I don't remember if it was Channel 6 or I don't remember what news station it was. One of the news stations was there though, doing video and stuff like that. When the news camera came over to us, he beelined over to us and jumped in with the kids.
He beamed out
until the camera turned off, and then he took off right back off.
Well, because he's got the Dan Marino's hospital.
Complete piece of shit.
That never make any sense to me. I've heard so many stories about him being not so great to kids, but he's got the Dan Marino's Children's Hospital. He does
right off.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And right, 1,000%.
POS cannot stand him.
Okay.
Think about that. Think about how much of an asshole you have to be. I'm a diehard Dolphins fan. I've rooted for the Dolphins my entire life. Think of how big of an asshole you have to be the greatest player in franchise history and be hated by actual fans of the franchise. Mm-hmm. Like, come on, that's ridiculous. We're completely off topic. We were talking basketball and we got on a
perfect. That's what we do.
So back to the Heat thing with Spo. Spo was asked about, are you trying? Was your game plan to make Jokic score all these points and not let him pass the ball? And Spo went on. He went at the poor reporter. I don't remember who it was exactly, but he attacked them a little bit, and it was uncalled for because it was pretty evident that was their plan, and it's pretty evident that they're a worse team when this happens. I believe in games this season where he's had less than 5 assists, they have like a losing record. I haven't met Alonzo.
Is that a thing?
I haven't heard any negative stories, so I can't speak on that one. But if other people have stories, hey, more than willing to listen to those.
Hey, Ed.
Thanks
for joining. Dan has always been that seems to be a trend.
Yeah,
it doesn't surprise him that
he's no Ray Finkel, but it's all right.
He's no Ray Finkel.
Nobody's Ray Finkel.
So I never heard of that. I never heard that about Joe.
I hadn't either. And I've run in. I know a few people that have met him on a couple of occasions, and I've never heard that. But that I won't say it doesn't mean it's not true. Yes, that Terzio with the most accurate thing he's ever posted.
We're doing this is we're going off to hated people now. Roger Clemens, so it's Burrito.
Yeah, I met Roger Clemens once too. I'm gonna stop with this.
All right, let's focus. Back to the NBA.
Back to basketball. Back to the basketball. Spo attacked the reporter. It was uncalled for on his part. I hope he apologized to her after the fact. I don't understand why he got that mad about it. It was after a win, and it was very evident with the way that they played that was clearly their game plan. So not sure what he was so upset about. Like, did he think that the Nuggets weren't going to watch the game film and figured out what they were doing? Because, like, I mean, I don't think Mike Malone's a great coach, but I mean, I think like a 10-year-old could have watched that game film and been like, oh, they're trying to let him score so he doesn't pass the ball.
Of
like,
course.
it wasn't very difficult to figure out. I mean, he was getting switches on smaller defenders, and they were not helping at all. They're like, oh, he's got Duncan Robinson in the post. There he goes. Leave him. If he scores,
well, speaking of Duncan Robinson, what he put up 9 points in not a Reggie Miller type thing, but 9 points in like a minute and 15. Or
I can predict for you the rest of this series, the NBA Finals. I can literally tell you right now how it's going to go. Okay, this is how it's going to go.
This is it. This is a clip right here.
This is the master. This is it. You can't get this information from anywhere. If the Heat shoot over 50% from three in 3 more games in this series, they will win the championship.
Hey, listen.
There it is.
I usually don't go out on limbs like that, like what you just did. But
old take.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Their
the kids are away. I'm getting videos. Sorry.
Their success in this.
Oh, I thought you were.
So
I honestly thought you were trolling the Heat with Ice Ice Baby.
No, I was not. I just happened to get a video about my kids being. One of my kids is away dancing away.
That's awesome.
I would have thought. Yeah, no. I wouldn't have thought of that. Not in basketball, anyway.
That's been their thing though. This whole playoff run. If they're hitting from 3, they're gonna win. And if they're not hitting from 3, they can hang around for a little while because defensively they're still very good, even with some of these guys on the ice that don't play defense. But it gets away from them, and we saw it last night in the game. So
well aware of the 3-point shooting. Well aware.
You're not. Hey, listen. There's people in Boston, New York, and Milwaukee, and who did they beat in the playing game? Who was that? Chicago. There's people in all of those cities who are saying the exact same thing. And if they do it 3 more times, there will be people in Denver saying it.
That's right. Do you know that there is a certain member of this show that wanted the Heat to lose that play-in game? And
I've heard
not only that, but there was a poll out there in Miami. I think I showed you guys that about 70% of those Heat fans polled wanted the Heat to lose that play-in game. I just think that it's incredible. I just think that the fandom piece of this is just wild. And I've said this about Heat fans before, not being deserving of some of the things that have happened here. Bastards did not deserve LeBron James. That's number one.
And if they lose, they'll say, "Oh, see, we should have lost the playing game. This way we got a better draft pick."
Exactly. Yes.
So, but hang on now. I'm gonna ask you this though. Okay,
Dave. Wait, hold on, Dave. That was not where your reverse jinx started. You're a liar. Yes,
I don't think that Dave's point is accurate there. But let me ask you this though, and serious. If you had the choice of the Knicks making the playoffs after having a mediocre season, so obviously this year they were the 5th seed.
Don't use
let me finish.
Knicks as the example because I'm thrilled.
Let me finish.
Get a victory.
Especially in the state the Knicks are in right now. This is a pivotal point for them, especially this offseason, because this is going to make or break their future here. But if you were the Knicks, and say you were the 8th seed or the 9th seed or whatever the Heat were going, I think they were the 6th seed, but had to go through the playing game. But if you're that low seed and you have a chance at a lottery pick, and what is not the deepest draft, but not a bad draft, you had a chance at a lottery pick or facing the 1st seed Milwaukee Bucks, who looked like a juggernaut. And I'm not saying I wanted them to lose a playing game. Let me preference that first.
I would not say no. That's not troll.
But
you don't have troll tendencies.
Maybe you wouldn't say it out loud, but you would think it in your head that like maybe we shouldn't win this game because like maybe getting slaughtered in round 1 isn't as good as maybe getting that young player that could help us going forward. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to defend Melo, but I'm saying I could understand the logic, even though I didn't necessarily think that.
Okay, so my response to that is, being the Knicks fan that I am, I've seen year after year after year of lottery go to the 8th pick after I've seen 14 wins. I hate the NBA lottery deal. I don't like it. I understand the reasoning behind it, but when you're a fan of a team that has sucked for so long and been in the lottery so often and continue to suck so much after that, it's tough. So me, I'd be like, let's get in that playoffs, just as a Knicks fan, but as a Heat fan, might be a little bit different. As a Celtics fan, might be a little bit different. You know, you've been there before. You got to do a quick rebuild. If you're mediocre, you don't see your team winning, then yeah, I get it. But
having not won in 45 years, Steve means?
Steve, you got my sympathies. The Knicks have.
Terzi, I want you to sit down and I want you to add up your team's years that they haven't won and then just be quiet from now on.
Because of the Jets. you got me just on the Jets. Listen, Acid. Yeah, see, exactly. But this is different though. But this is different. Dallas was built.
Is it?
I think so, because
Dallas.
I
would argue that Dallas was a more talented team than the Heat are. Would you rather have Luka or Jimmy Butler?
No. I know. Okay, maybe I said that the wrong way.
I love Jimmy, but that's not close.
No, for sure. What I'm saying is what Dallas did. They tanked to guarantee their number 10 pick. Over losing to keep their number 10 pick. If they would have gone to 11, they lose it totally. So this I get. Because if they had not tanked, they would not have a first round pick.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying that the playoffs weren't dependent on it.
Right.
Even though they kind of gave up the last 2 weeks of the season.
1-0. That's
well, no.
1-0 Florida.
1-0 Florida.
All right, hold on, because I'm on a delay, I guess, so I'm gonna have to wait and see it.
A delay.
Yeah,
It's
a stream. It's a stream.
Yeah. No, I stream everything. So
you're way behind then. You want me to keep my mouth shut then?
Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
It's like 30 seconds. You want me to keep my mouth shut?
Hey, what do you know? They screened the goalie and got one through. Crazy. Things they haven't done in 2 games. Both teams playing very physical early on, by the way. Both teams.
You're talking about tanking. Wasn't the lottery designed so teams wouldn't fucking tank?
Yeah, if anything, it's encouraged it, in my opinion, which is weird.
But this was different because this involved the trade. This was the trade for Porzingis. So if they made the playoffs, the Knicks would have gotten the 11th pick.
Yeah, the pick was top 10 protected.
Yes. So in tanking those last 3 games by sitting their stars in the last 2 games, they guaranteed themselves not only a first round pick, but the number 10 pick overall.
What's crazy about that is that they actually didn't guarantee themselves a pick, because had team 11, 12, 13, or 14 jumped them, they would have moved to 11 and lost the pick anyway.
Right, but had they not tanked, that would have not even been a possibility. So
I'm just saying, it's interesting that there was still a chance that they lost the pick anyway.
But business-wise, I mean, you think of who's the owner of that team. He's all about business.
Oh yeah.
So protect that. So now you're gonna have Luka, maybe Kyrie, and if you listen to some rumors, maybe LeBron, and the number 10 pick. But I'm joking about the LeBron thing.
Even if LeBron wants out, the Lakers aren't trading. First of all, he can go to Genie Bus and the Lakers and tell them he doesn't want to be there anymore and he wants to get traded. And I believe that they would honor that just because of who he is. They would take care of him, because that's historically, this is what the Lakers have done. They've taken care of their superstars. Yeah. And it's one of the reasons that even after years of I won't say years, but even after they had that stretch of mediocrity there towards the end of Kobe's career, it's the reason they can still get guys to want to go there. I mean, obviously it is Southern California, that helps too, but they've always taken care of their stars, which blows my mind, because Pat Riley has literally traded all of his stars and people still want to come here. I don't understand it, but I'm okay with it. So he will trade. Pat Riley would trade his grandchild if he thought it was going to get him another ring. And I mean that. I am dead serious when I say that.
For facts. And I'm not saying facts like a fax machine. I'm saying facts like truth. Sorry,
Big
had to
hit.
go there.
Big hit.
Had to go there. All right, Terzio. That's why the Nets 0. The Nets haven't won a championship. I mean, not ever. I don't mean not ever, but
Terzio, two of them don't
definitely
suck.
not 0.
Two of them don't suck. Two of them don't suck.
The Rangers were really good this year. The Islanders still made the playoffs. The Yankees are always in the playoffs, no matter how you like, if you like them or not.
If you're a virgin, last time your team won, you got a problem.
Yeah. So this is.
I don't know how old you are, Terzio.
I get what Melo's trying to say there, but it's not.
I was 5. So.
He was not traded. Pat Riley faxed in his resignation to the Knicks, and then left to join the Miami Heat. There was no trade involved there.
So you always hear about guys who are not made for New York. That's all I gotta say.
The media. Listen, the media aspect of it is very different. I mean, Michael Jordan had a chance to go to New York and he stayed in Chicago. So, just saying.
He's a pussy.
Well, I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna slander Mike, but I'm just saying there was an opportunity to go there. We're on a first name basis.
Yeah, okay.
I've given him enough money for his shoes that I'm allowed to say that. But no, it is. I agree completely. It's a different atmosphere. The media there and the fan base. Like, for everyone that wants to talk negatively about New York sports, the one thing that you can never ever say about any New York team, their fans are rabid in every sport. All of them. I don't care which fan base you want to pick. Those are diehard fans. Those are like generational family New York sports team fans. I mean, that's the way it is up there. It's different. Yep. Sports is like bred into you when you're born. And, we talked about this last week. Like, depending on who your parents are, depends on who you're going to root for as growing up. Like, are you going to be
for the rest of your life?
Exactly.
If New York had a run the way Boston did, this city would be the worst.
Oh, you mean like how Boston has been the worst?
No, I mean like they had the Patriots winning, they had the Bruins winning, they had the Red Sox winning. We would be the most obnoxious bunch of assholes.
If I ever see that
in your life.
If I ever see that little kid from Boston holding up his fucking poster that says I was born in 1999, and then I've witnessed these championships and it lists like 30 of them, that kid can get drop kicked anyway. Don't like that kid at all. Don't like that kid.
Terza says it boils down to a championship.
Well, think about it. Old Boston fans should be like, "Fuck that kid." I waited 70 years for my family died before the Red Sox won, and this little fucker's seen a bunch of them already.
But this is what I don't understand about Boston fans. They act like they've always been this historic city that always wins championships.
Yeah, that's the one thing.
Are you kidding me?
The Red Sox fans, especially.
Bill Simmons.
Red Sox fans. What about not Celtics fans? Because obviously, back when the NBA was plumbers and the Celtics, they won a lot. But talk about the Patriots. The Patriots sucked forever before Tom Brady got there. They were literally the laughing stock of football for decades. Now they're the greatest franchise ever. Get the fuck out of here.
And the best thing. Well, the best thing about the Patriots, let me switch this real quick. The best thing about the Patriots is that their fans are now like, this doesn't bother me. We won all these. Yeah, it does bother you. It pisses you off that you all thought that this little douchebag looking kid was going to be the next coming of Tom Brady. Bill Simmons said that.
And they thought Bill Belichick could take anyone and turn them into a world champion. It ain't true, my man. He didn't win before, head coach wise, and he didn't win after.
Yeah, not to this point. And
I don't think defensive genius. I won't argue that defensive genius part, but
no question. No question. One of the greatest defensive coaches of all. Oh, I had the perfect tweet to save, and I didn't save it. I had a tweet that ranked NFL coaches, and some of the rankings on here. Talk amongst yourselves. Let me see if I can put this.
While you do that, I will bring up you reminded me of the ESPN thing. So I go to ESPN just to see. I didn't know if the Panthers game started at 8 or 8:30. So I just I jumped on there real quick, and under top events for today, number 1 on the list is the men's golf Canadian Open.
Definitely.
Number 2, the women's French Open.
Of course.
Number 3.
You mean you didn't watch that today?
Duh.
That's all I did. That's all I did all day.
Now this I know for sure. Timmy sat right in front of the TV and made sure to watch it. Number 3 on the list is women's NCAA softball.
Definitely.
Number 1, Oklahoma versus number 3, Florida State. Number 4 on that list was the Stanley Cup Finals. And that kind of just goes in line. I'm half joking about this, half being serious about this. But when you have a championship series going on and you got, I guess, top events, that should be number 1, right? No matter what the sport is. I'm thinking
I would think
like
so.
Top billing. But
this game's getting chippy. This game's getting chippy. Very chippy.
I like chippy games. But that kind of goes hand in hand with what happened with Stephen A. Smith, right? A few months ago on First Take, when they asked Michael Kay, I just saw Anthony found it. When they asked Michael Kay who is going to be the next.
Raul, talking about my job. Talking about my job, homie. That's where I work, homeboy. Come on now. Let's take it easy with my slander of my job, man. Listen, I will go into work tomorrow and say, listen, my friends said they don't want to hear shit about softball and golf anymore.
Yes.
We'll set the record straight tomorrow.
Get it?
Actually, not you to pull some strings.
Not tomorrow. It's Friday. No one comes in on Friday. So maybe Monday. Oh, no, I'm on vacation. Never mind.
But does that goes hand in hand with what Michael Kay said? The Rangers were going to win the next championship. Obviously, the Rangers fell through. We'll see what goes on with the other teams. But when Molly and Stephen A. said that don't count because it's hockey.
Yeah.
So that like this being so far down the list, stupid. It angered me, and that's why I was like, remind me to mention that.
By the way, can I give a shout out real quick?
No.
I have to give a shout out real quick.
Of course.
Well, not just mine, but Eric, our hometown team, the small town of Deposit, New York. Boys baseball, girls softball going for state championships this weekend.
Well,
and like we're talking three-peat for the boys, if I'm not mistaken, three-peat, and like 6 out of 7 for the fucking girls softball. Just been a complete goddamn dynasty. So good luck, boys. Good luck, girls. I might try to get to the girls' game Saturday if I can, because it's out in Long Island. I will give a shout. So, boys, girls, Deposit, good luck. I hope you guys win. That's
very cool. Yeah, no. Hey, listen, I joke all the time about Deposit, but we have a lot of Deposit fans in here.
Hell yeah.
So, Billy says we're ready.
There you go, Bill. See, I know the deal. Got to give my shout out to my hometown.
I love
my
it.
Hometown.
Yeah. It's your home away from home.
My home away from home. My second home.
So that was going to be my question. It's out on Long Island. I think I'm not a weather guy, but the winds are shifting. So is the smoke supposed to like kind of?
It was a little better today, even though they were still in panic mode today. We saw the sun today, and it didn't look like Mars. So it was okay.
Because yesterday was, but I feel for anybody with asthma, anybody with, geez.
Dude,
back to masks.
It was scary. I know. That's why I said back to this bullshit. Fucking goggles and masks and all that kind of thing. I mean, it was bad yesterday. Yesterday was actually scary. Today is a little better. They're saying it's supposed to get a little bit of rain. It should be a little better. Yeah, I know. Bill. I'd like to get out there if I could, but I don't know if I can because the wife and the children are up in Lake George with the car. So I'm gonna see if I can get a ride out there. Or maybe to Long Island Railroad or some shit like that. But
keep us posted in the Pop Culture Pros group.
Absolutely.
Let's go deposit. Yeah. Go deposit. Ant, what you got? What you found it?
I sent it in the group chat. I don't know if you can somehow pull it.
Oh,
because we got to get these on the board here. Because like some of these aren't too bad, but some of these are egregious. And I don't even like some of these coaches I'm about to defend, which is disappointing. But
All right. So wait. Do we move officially into football here?
I think we have to.
I think we
have
did.
to.
Yeah.
See, look,
Uh,
you mentioned New England sucks and fucking Chris Summers pops
Numbers
up
appears.
like a goddamn genie.
His ears were burning.
He heard New England and Tom Brady, and that's it. He came running.
Oh, I see what we got going on here. All right, let me get this going here.
Oh boy,
This is a head coaching ranking.
this segment is
Who
brought to you by
made this?
Troll.
This is wild. I looked up for a second. It is wild. All right, let me find which one we got here. There it is.
It's an interesting list, to say the least.
Let's see if I can
Zoom in.
Where's the zoom on this thing?
I think that's legible, somewhat. Gotta move a little closer.
Wait.
There you go.
Well, we could do this for just a moment while I figure out.
Can you
how
move
zoom
us
in,
to the top?
No.
Okay. So there's a.
Or we could do that.
That's fine. We could just talk about it and look at it.
Yeah, we're ugly. We're all ugly anyway.
No,
So
my country says my face must be shown at all times.
So let's go down. Let's go down.
Chris, hold on. Let's really quick. Chris, this is not our list.
Yeah, we did not make this.
We did not make this list.
Very clear.
This is. Let me see who did make it. If it says it. I don't know what logo that is. I'm sorry. That F.
I think it's Fantasy Pros.
All right, we'll run with it.
I believe it's Fantasy Pros. So this is your head coach ranking.
Summers.
Let's go down the list and figure out at which point we have, and like if you think a guy is just like a couple spots off, like that's fine, we can live with that. But like I want to get to like some of these that are egregious. Okay.
There you go.
Andy Reid, number 1. Do we have anything that do we feel that's egregious?
No.
I mean, he's top 5. We can all agree on that, right?
Sure.
Sean Payton. Is he number 2? No, he's not number 2, but is he top 5 to 10?
Yeah, I'll put him in my top 10.
Okay, I agree with that. McVay.
I don't know.
I think he changed the way we looked at.
I'd put him. Yeah, why not? Yeah, sure.
I don't have a problem with him being. I mean, 3 seems high, but I don't have a problem with him. McDermott at 4. I'm gonna go a little faster just so we can kind of get to the ones that I have problems with. McDermott at 4, again, not a real issue there. He hasn't won a Super Bowl. He's the first name that we've come to that hasn't won one. Pete Carroll at 5. Can you please tell me who's number 6 on this list?
Pete Carroll, by the way, is only because he's been playing for 30 years. Pete Carroll,
I mean,
fucking.
Hey, they whacked one of the best offenses of all time in the Super Bowl. So
gum chewing moron.
Can you tell that Timmy is not a fan of Pete Carroll's? He does chew very obnoxiously.
I'm a Notre Dame fan, and him at USC tortured me every goddamn year. So I hate him for that. But Mike McCarthy at 6, that's goddamn ridiculous.
That's laughable.
Wait.
I see the next problem.
No. I'm listen. I do voice a lot of hate for Kyle Shanahan.
Okay.
I'm not here to argue about where he ranks on this list, though. I don't have a problem with that. Mike McCarthy is the first one. Why is Mike McCarthy number 6 on this list? Can someone explain that to me? Is it just because he won a Super Bowl? Like, what was it?
It's his play calling, baby. It's his play. No.
What year was it? 2009? Was it 2009?
Last time they won?
14 years ago, he won a Super Bowl, so he makes the list.
No, he's terrible.
I don't.
Are there Cowboys fans who are not the most realistic fans in the world? Are there Cowboys fans that like him?
No.
I haven't met any. Okay, so we go down.
Cowboys
Shanahan.
fans hate themselves. They just don't admit it.
09 was not the Giants, Chris. I mean, Dave. That's just what a fan you are.
09 was
Giants were 7-12, right?
7-11.
And 11.
Very easy to remember, right? 7-Eleven.
Oh, 7-Eleven.
Mike,
Crazy.
Mike McCarthy, obviously egregious. Shanahan, LaFleur, I don't have a ton of issues with those. Doug Peterson, Super Bowl winning coach. Nick Sirianni took his team to a Super Bowl. John Harbaugh, extremely long track record of being a winning coach. Zach Taylor, not as long a track record, but he's the head coach on one of the hotter teams in the AFC. I'm not really going to argue that one. Okay, so we're going to get into 13 and 14 here. This is head coach ranking. Head coach ranking. What has Frank Reich done to deserve to be at 13?
He ruined the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
I don't think he's done anything to deserve. I mean, if it took the word head coach, like head off of it, and was just coach rankings, I could maybe argue that Frank Reich, because he got like a career season out of.
I was going to say, but who's left to switch? And then I just noticed that Mike Tomlin's at 22.
Thank you.
Are you insane?
22 and 23 are the ones. Listen, I'm not even a huge Mike Tomlin fan or a Mike Vrabel fan, by that matter. But what those two men accomplish on a regular basis with their teams is
how is Josh McDaniel over Mike Tomlin?
How are any of these coaches over Mike Tomlin? He should be top 5. I don't even like Mike Tomlin.
That's insane.
So I just noticed something. I didn't notice it right away, but this is saying for fantasy scoring.
That's the only thing. I don't even know that I'll accept that as an answer.
But I can't. No.
What does that mean? What does that mean? They're fucking head coaches.
But what I think.
Oh, so it's not a ranking of head coach. It's a rank of something for fantasy.
How the head coach.
Where did you see that?
For here.
So our bad. Because I was going to say, because people did this are on crack.
But even so, like.
Why is Dayball at 20 then?
Yeah. Why? Yeah. The Bills. Yeah.
No, because
the Giants. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense either.
Because Daniel Jones put up some fantasy points last year.
So did Saquon
and Barkley and.
Oh, we'll get to that. Fuck.
Wait. Why is Arthur Smith at 18?
Where is it? Yeah.
I'm gonna look at it differently now. Since
the bottom line is the guy.
But still, it's still off because. Well, and then I guess there's another thing because this for fantasy scoring over the years, Robert Saleh, like, I'm just kind of like looking through Josh McDaniel, okay, but Belichick for fantasy if this is over the years, he's had Tom Brady who's put up astronomical fantasy numbers.
He has some of the greatest fantasy quarterback seasons of
Randy
all time.
Moss was on that team, Well,
what's funny is like everyone with Brady immediately goes to the 50-something touchdown Randy Moss year. Nobody talks about the fact that he is actually the record holder for the largest touchdown to interception rate in NFL history. When he had a season where he threw 36 touchdowns and only 4 picks, which is one of the craziest. I believe I have to put an asterisk there. It's over a full season. I think there are quarterbacks that have had better seasons, ratio wise, under shorter seasons, but over a full season. And again, I hate the Patriots.
Gronk too. Their defense. That's like I don't want. I hate giving Bill Belichick defense, but their defense has been incredible. Like if this is let's say if this is all all time.
I'm so glad this is not an actual head coach at rankings list because I think now we should do our own.
I think we should do our own now before the season starts. We'll do our own coach rankings.
Facts.
I'll tell you right now, Todd Bowles last. I hate that guy. He is one of the worst head coach. I'm giving you my last.
No, don't.
Todd Bowles.
You know the troll is coming. Who is Todd Bowles coaching?
That's the teaser.
Who's Todd Bowles coaching this year?
I don't care who's coaching. It doesn't matter who he coaches. If he was coaching my kid, I would tell him he was the fucking worst.
He's coaching Baker Mayfield. Dave's going to attack you.
I would Archie Manning that kid out of that fucking team if I could. If my kid was playing for Tampa Bay. Todd Bowles is the worst head coach I've ever seen in my life.
He's pretty bad.
Okay, but I do have a big issue. Like I guess we don't know exactly why or how this list was created, but either way, Bill Belichick at 19 is a little laughable.
It is, especially when he's behind Arthur Smith and Dan Campbell.
Chris, who was the head coach of the Tom Brady Tampa Bowl teams? It wasn't Todd Bowles.
It was not Todd Bowles. No, the head coach was Bruce Arians.
Thank you.
Yes. It was definitely not Todd Bowles.
It wasn't Todd Bowles.
The reddest man in America, Bruce Arians.
That's right. That
There's
dude's
No,
nobody.
hey,
dude's
Tom
had
Coughlin
six-
wants a moment of your time.
No, but he was just red because
He was
his
just cold.
cholesterol was too high.
Bruce Arians.
Coughlin was
Bruce
cold.
Arians has high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and lives in the sun. He's red as could be. I have seen crayons that are not as red as Bruce Arians.
All right. Summer says he was defensive coordinator, though, but we're talking head coaches here. Asked the Jet fans about.
I'm
Todd
sorry, I
Bowles
brought
as well.
inaccurate information. I apologize for that.
How dare you?
I was so angry when I saw some of the names and where they were ranked. I couldn't see straight. Like, how is Josh McDaniels ahead of Mike Tomlin?
How is Frank Wright ahead of anybody? Sorry,
because he had that one Jonathan Taylor season. I guess
we got to have our own
Right.
our own Unsportsmanlike list now.
Yes. Hell yeah.
So
right,
we all going to do it and then average it out? Is that how we'll do it?
Yeah, we'll
we
have
got
our
time.
own list and then the pop culture pros.
Yeah, we got time. We got plenty of time before.
Say we got time. I want to do it like right now.
Like once upon a time. No, Summers, we're already at 1 hour. We'll maybe next week. But there was you made me lose my train of thought, Summers. Damn you.
Ooh.
What was I just saying? Anybody listening? Jeff found about Todd Bowl. Projections. Patriots are winning anything this year? No, I got nothing. Don't remember the hell I was saying. Thanks a lot, Summers. All right.
4-4. Big hits going on. Big hits. One other thing
boring.
with in football, Dalvin Cook. It was announced today that he is going to be released, and then a little bit while later, they were going to all right, we'll try one last day to try and trade him. The big teams, Dolphins, Broncos is kind of what you're hearing. Then you see his Instagram account. There's a picture of him at Dolphin Stadium. Then they say it's him using them as leverage. But after he was released today, though, and there was all the rumors that Denver was going to go after him. I don't know what happened, but Denver he's not released yet.
But Denver today spent a large portion of their available cap room to sign Frank Clark.
How much was the available cap room? They signed him for 5.5. I never saw what the cap room was. Okay, thank you. Chris Summers says, "Let's ride."
But again,
Whenever I hear that, I just think of Russell Wilson and the many commercials he cut saying that.
Can I bring up again? Can I bring up like I did on the chat today? Dalvin Cook's being cut. First of all, we're going to try and trade him one more time. Every team knows that you're not going to be able to trade. You're going to release him tomorrow if you can't trade him. So why is anyone going to trade you, you morons? You don't
that was
try trade
more
him
than
one
half
more
their
time.
cap space.
Dumb.
More than half. Okay, but
they had 10.1. They're going to go down to about 4.6 after that.
So here, my thought on that, Timmy, is that yes, 1,000% agree with you. But then he posted that thing on Instagram about or a picture of him at Dolphin Stadium. So now if you're the Broncos and you really want him, now you are gonna go to the table and see what kind of an offer you can give him.
The problem now for Denver is they have to inherit the contract, though.
Tie game.
Right.
They do that.
Tie game. There we go, Raul. Raul's in here now. 1-1 tie.
Off the face off again. They like those goals. But yeah, can I bring up real quick then? Because like I said, I know it's in the chat today. And I know the troll's going to be listening too. But Saquon, my man, smarten up. Sign your fucking contract and smarten up. Dalvin Cook's getting released. You gotta see the writings on the walls for your position, my friend. You're not getting that money. You're not getting that money. Just sign the goddamn contract already.
The biggest offseason running back contract was signed by David Montgomery and was for $6 million. AAV.
Exactly.
Not counting not his actual guaranteed money. That's just his AAV money. I do agree with Tim completely on this. If you're a running back right now, you have to take whatever money you can get. You cannot be holding out. $12
million?
There's no leverage for that position.
Run with it. See, but Saquon's always been this likable dude. He's always been a hard worker. He says the right things, and then he seemed to say the right thing at the end of the season, saying, "I'm not trying to reset the market." But then you hear the offers, and it's like, "Oh well, you are trying to do something here."
You're not getting Christian McCaffrey money. It's not going to happen.
No,
So Christian McCaffrey's AAV right now is $16 million. His cap hit this season it's only $3 million, but they're paying for that later on. He's going to end up, when they eventually move on, or if they keep him, his cap numbers jump significantly. So
yeah,
Hopkins is not going to the Patriots, Chris. He's going to go be with Will Levis in Tennessee and create the greatest combo in the history of the NFL.
They're going to have a Randy Moss, Tom Brady type season.
Yep. Who would they're going to break it. They're going to 57 touchdowns.
And the Titans still goes 7-10 or whatever.
And just to touch on that,
Levis to Hopkins,
his franchise tag is what? It's like 12.5 or something like that, or 12 point something.
12.2, something like that. Yeah.
So 12.2 would put him as the 5th highest paid running back behind McCaffrey, Kamara, Cook, who's getting cut, and Derrick Henry.
Like you say, Cook's getting cut now. What's Cook gonna get? He ain't getting anywhere near that.
Henry's been healthy for the most part.
But Henry's rumor to be traded.
He missed a lot of time
Buffalo,
last 2 years.
No,
year before too.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, with him, he had the success out of the gate, and then he got hurt later on. Barkley was earlier on in the contract in his career. So
he had a phenomenal rookie year, and then basically he's been hurt since, except for last year.
But I say that you said that Cook's getting cut. Henry is still Buffalo's still, I think, trying to make that move.
Sounds like Tennessee is still trying to move him.
You got nothing to bargain with, Sake. You have nothing to bargain with. And let's not forget, his second half wasn't as good as his first half. That's also a big factor you got to understand. I'm not trying to hate on the guy. I'm just saying you got to be smart. You got to see what the fuck's going on.
I agree. Look, I think we can, me and you, Timmy, and Giants fans can say that we haven't necessarily agreed with a lot of the things that have gone on, not this past year, but the previous 5 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree 1,000% with what the offer is.
Yes.
A little annoyed / disappointed with Saquon after. Don't say the shit if you're not gonna follow through on it. It's like, but up until then,
he's another one. He might be pissed off at the Daniel Jones contract. The Daniel Jones contract is not what you think it is. It's not for 4 years for that much. It's for technically 2, and they can fucking dump his ass if he's not up to par. I don't think he understands. Well, people don't understand that. They keep saying 4 years, 40 million, 4 years, whatever the hell they say. Read the goddamn contract. That's not what it is. They can.
We had a whole segment on this show that Dave agreed with.
We need a blackboard.
Then went back to the troll,
like a kindergarten class, and put a stick here. We'll explain it like this. This is how it works. This is how much actually he's getting. Stupid. But no, I think you're right. I think Saquon was a little upset probably at the Daniel Jones contract, because that's when all this shit started. After Daniel Jones got his contract.
After his tweet congratulating him.
Yeah.
That's outwardly, inwardly, it's something else.
Yep.
So so essentially for Daniel Jones, he'll make well, let me rephrase that. His cap number these first 2 seasons, 21.7 and 45 next season. However, he only makes quick math is $54 million over those 2 years. So he actually makes less than his cap number is. If they cut him on that point, he'll get the rest of his $81 million that it was fully guaranteed over the following 2 seasons, though. So, basically, this can be a 2-year deal that pays him $81 million over 4 years of cap numbers. So that's really not.
Yes.
And wait, troll. After Daniel Jones got a big head and paid Riders money, when did he ever say he wanted that money? That was never proven. The Giants just happened to give him that much off the. No, that's what he said he can get. That's what they say he's worth. But again, 2 years.
Can we also talk about?
And they can dump his ass.
Can we talk about how negotiations work? Can we just brief moment on this, okay?
Business 101. Go for it.
Steve, you and I are negotiating. You're signing me to be on here doing what I do best with you on PCP. Steve, I want to be paid Stephen A. Smith money. Steve counters and says, I'm not paying you Stephen A. Smith money. I'm paying you this amount of money, which is a far, far lower number. This is how negotiations start. Anyone who thinks that negotiations start at, I want this money and that's how much you get, that is not how it works in any scenario.
Everybody's not Kramer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're a Seinfeld guy, but Kramer, I'll take it.
Yeah.
You know?
Right off the bat, we'll start with all the coffee you want. I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who these rumors that
Or
get leaked
horrible
out.
bosses.
He
And
wanted this.
don't forget, they have scumbag agents. The agent will come out and say, "We want 45." Daniel Jones might have been like, "Dude, I'll be happy with fucking 7. I don't give a shit." But if he can get 45, you think Daniel Jones is going to come out and say, counteract his agent? Oh, my agent says maybe I can get 45, but fuck that, I only want 9. No, he's not going to come out and say that. If my agent thinks I'm going to get it, I'm not going to say nothing.
100%.
I'm going to get it.
100%.
So on the baseball side, Scott Boras. Everybody hates Scott Boras, but he is brilliant at what he does. He puts together all the information. He puts the book together, and the team sign his guys.
Have you ever seen? I forgot who it was. There was an article a few years back. Someone had a tidbit on like some of the information that he brings to negotiations. That man is underpaid.
Yeah, no, he brings like a massive book, all this information. He's prepared.
They were talking about him bringing up
for
comparables
no reason.
over like 10-year stretches, projections using like stuff from baseball history as well as stuff from like mathematicians everywhere. Like it is insane the amount of stuff he brings to it. We ended up doing the Daniel Jones thing anyway. We're here. Listen, anyone who thinks that Daniel Jones, being the 11th highest paid quarterback in football before Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow sign a contract extension, is laughable. Laughable. And that's if they were actually paying him what his contract says they are, which they're not. Because none of these contracts are real. It is. I'm so mad he wasn't here. I was so prepared to do this whole thing on camera today. I was so disappointed when I saw his message earlier.
All right.
Again, I don't even like Daniel Jones. It's just common sense.
It is hard to find people who respect Daniel Jones outside of Giant fans. So we appreciate the fact that you bring facts, to the table.
No, man. See, Anthony, so you got to understand something because he makes fun of us like we're like the biggest Daniel Jones supporters in the history of football. No, what me and Steve and our other guy, friend Keith, who was on the show with us, said he hasn't had anything to work with. He's had too many head coaches, too many playbooks, too many offensive coordinators. He's had a fucking offensive line made that a high school team would beat up on. The man has had nothing. He's had no riders, nobody to throw to. He's had absolutely nothing for fucking 4 years.
Wasn't last year the first year since Daniel Jones came in the league that Saquon was fully healthy, or was he there the rookie year?
No, because Eli was there.
Yeah, so it's okay. So this was the first full season that Daniel Jones had Saquon Barkley, and he has Brian Daboll, who, by the way, took a 58 completion percentage Josh Allen and turned him into one of the best quarterbacks in football. Daniel Jones, almost 68% completion percentage last year, the lowest interception rate of his career, which, by the way, those two categories have improved statistically every single year he's been in the league. And he's done this throwing to me. I'm as good as their wide receivers out there.
And their tackles, okay.
For last season, they haven't had any offensive line.
Yeah, the interior linemen are still suspect a little bit. We got to work on those.
Listen,
but Dave, but you understand,
we
Dave,
stomped you out for these seasons.
Is what counts now, Dave. The last season, because he's gotten better every year, not worse. That's the whole point.
Again, I can't stress this enough, and I feel weird spending this much time defending him.
Do it.
I don't like Daniel Jones. I'm not a Daniel Jones fan. I'm a Dolphins
He seems like a nice guy, though.
He seems like a nice guy. I will say that.
Yeah.
I have no reason to sit here and spend this much time looking up stats and defending this man. Like it's sickening. It really is.
Control does.
It's sickening, but like it's not even hard to see. I mean, I get it. Like a casual NFL fan may just be like, "Oh, he fumbled the ball 30 times 4 years ago. He's terrible." But like, if you look at his numbers, which he's improved on the fumbles as well. I'm not going to get into those. The interception rate has improved every year. The completion percentage has improved every year. They're finally starting to get him some weapons. His weapons should be a lot better than they are, but hey, baby steps. I get it. That's fine. Brian Daboll is even if you don't believe in Daniel Jones at all, Brian Daboll is the reason that fan base should be excited right now. Because Brian Daboll is legit. He is a legit offensive guru, and he will make anyone look better back there. If he gets someone with some actual talent as well, guess what? Then the ceiling he just keeps going up and up and up. And that's not me taking shots at Daniel Jones. That's just me stating that this guy is good. And I'm talking about Daboll. Daboll is a great coach, offensive guru. I think that they're going to offensively. I think they're going to take a step this year. Lord willing, Darren Waller stays healthy because that's going to be a big part of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So let's.
This is what Dave does to us. He makes us crazy.
Nuts. Nuts.
And he's a Giants fan. That's just the worst part.
15 passing touchdowns in 17 games. Or would you rather pay that amount of money for Dak Prescott in year whatever to have the most interceptions in the league?
We don't even have to acknowledge Dave anymore. He said he would rather have Russell Wilson on his current contract, which I have it in front of me here for anyone wondering what that contract looks like. Last year,
it's
in the
team
first
friendly,
year,
isn't it? Yeah, it's very team friendly.
No, not at all. If they were to cut him right now, they would have a dead cap figure totaling this year $39 million, next year 35.4, 18.4, 18.4, 8.4, 4.4. Those are his dead cap numbers over the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons. If they cut him today.
And how old is he? And how old is he?
He is 35 years old.
Exactly. One of the worst contracts you're ever seen in your life.
I'm going to put this up here.
I see the vein popping out of my head right now.
Tua had that in 5 games. Is there a difference between Tua's weapons and Jones's weapens? Is there?
God. Why do we have to bring Tua into this? Listen, I've stated on this show that I think if Tua stays healthy, the Dolphins are a Super Bowl contender. I've said that before. I stand by that statement. Yes, Tua also has probably the best wide receiver pair in football. I'm not sure there's another pair that's as good as that pair. We can sit here and debate that maybe there is, but there probably isn't. So, there's a big difference.
Goal. Vegas scored.
More of the same.
Power play. I think.
Well, here's the thing. Dave also believes that Isaiah Hodgins is the next coming of somebody that Tua is going to throw to.
Listen, we don't know what Wan'Dale Robinson is yet. We don't know.
Yes.
He barely played. We don't know. I mean, maybe he's going to be the next big thing, but we don't know. We'll fight. The Giants signed a lot of, number 2s and number 3s. They still don't have a number 1. So let's see if someone fucking steps up to be the number 1.
Yeah, we talked about this in the chat yesterday. I really wish they would sign DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins is 31 years old. The wide receiver cliff is brutal now, where once they hit it, it's over. The production is completely gone. So I fully understand the Giants.
I agree, Dave.
A younger team trying to set up for, down the road here is not wanting to pay DeAndre Hopkins at 31 that kind of money. I understand. It makes sense. You're trying to build a team for more than just this season. And let's face the facts here. DeAndre Hopkins does not make the Giants a Super Bowl contender right now. He signs there tomorrow. They're not a Super Bowl contender. Are they vastly improved? Absolutely. But where are they in year 2, year 3, year 4? Because I'm assuming it's going to be a 2, 3, 4 year deal. Where are they in those years when you have to start worrying about that production falling off, when he's not the same as he's been in the past? And I love DeAndre Hopkins. I hope it never falls off. I hope he does this till he's 50. He's a phenomenal player. I hate that he was stuck in Houston all those years, but it doesn't make sense. I understand it. Mac Jones. God damn it! I'm going to defend every quarterback I hate right now. I don't
defend Mac Jones.
I hate the Patriots, and I don't think Mac Jones is any good. But Mac Jones is in a similar situation. Although I will say, Mac Jones's weapons are better than Daniel Jones's weapons.
Yeah,
at least to this point in his career, they have been.
And that's counting what's his name that didn't score a touchdown for how many games? The wide receiver who's not there anymore.
Daniel Jones might cut off a finger to have Jacoby Myers to throw the ball.
Jacoby Myers, thank you. Jeez. Yes, hell yeah.
And he always forgets. Don't forget the O-line that he inherited is the same one that gave Eli Manning post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Yes.
He really did. If you watch Eli the last year or two, he had PTSD. He was looking behind him, way like, oh my God, someone's coming. Oh my God,
he looked like
God,
late career Peyton Manning, where he was scared to take a hit. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because Peyton late in his career, like that last season, like
it got worse. It's not like all those guys all left. Like, all right, we're done. Let's bring a brand new piece of scrubs in for our new rookie quarterback.
Not only that, but then didn't they sign? Wasn't Daniel Jones' first year starter when they signed Nate Soldier too?
Yeah, he was there. He was there. That fucking waste of fucking
Eric Flowers. That's another one.
Eric Flowers, Nate's. Yeah. So thanks, Dave. Man. Eric
I don't
Flowers.
agree with that at all from Chris Summers.
No, because Kirk Cousins is still there. And they're going to drop Dalvin Cook.
And their defense.
There will be a very fun offense. Their defense is not that good, and I don't think they're that good. They count? Weren't they like undefeated in one-score games in the regular season last year? They won like every one-score game they came in.
Oh, yeah. Which is always...
That never happens.
Yeah.
Ever.
Either way, it's not an accurate depiction.
My bad. That was a replay. My bad. I'm all fucked up. I'm like, oh, they scored. No, they didn't. There was a replay. Still 1-1.
It reminds me a long time ago, my mom, she would always say, they had a home run. Oh, it was a replay. Why did they have to show the replay from 3 innings ago? All right, I'm going to leave up the football background, but we're not going to talk about American football. We're going to talk about American soccer.
Football.
Well, it's MLS, so it's American soccer. So listen, the big news of the last couple of days outside of everything else that's going on down here is that Messi has decided to sign with Miami in MLS. I'm not a big soccer guy, but I've become a huge fan just realizing what he turned down from the Saudis. He turned down what it was 3 years, 1.6 billion
with a B
dollar. He turned it down. Now that you hear what's going to happen down here, not only will he have his, I don't have a soccer background, Dave. That's where we're keeping the football up. Thing. Even there, he's a troll there, man. Yeah. So, but now what you hear is that, okay, so he's going to come play for Miami, right? He's going to get a piece of the Apple revenue now that they have the MLS package, which I laughed at, and now I'm not laughing at anymore.
That money comes straight from Apple, by the way. That check will not come from MLS. That money comes directly from Apple to him. Right,
exactly. And then you got the Adidas part of it. Then I found out today he's got a burger which looks fantastic. It's got sausage, it's got an egg, you could do a triple patty.
My arteries were screaming, but it sounds phenomenal.
Oh, for sure. It's not good for the arteries. Wait, Tim, what are you shaking your head at the egg?
Egg on a burger?
Okay. Well, take the sauce. You could take I have not had sausage.
You never had an egg on a burger?
Egg. Try it, Dave.
You need cheese and bacon on a goddamn burger. You don't need an egg on a burger. What are you doing an egg on a burger?
Wait.
Add a fried egg to your burger.
Do you like
one time?
Yes, I like fried eggs.
Put a fried egg on your burger. You're welcome.
Yes.
You're welcome.
I'll try it one time, now. Please, Timmy.
I think it's blasphemy. You know what?
It's not. It's not.
I will do it tomorrow. Wait, I will do it tomorrow on either Just Too Sweet or A to Z.
Okay.
And I will try it.
Hangover
fried
burger.
Egg on a burger is a life-changing event.
Yeah, but see, I put mayo on my shit. Mayo and egg does
you
not.
Can absolutely do it.
You can do it. I don't even like mayo. It's fine. Nope, it works. I promise you.
No, it is.
No,
Timmy, it
mayo
is
and egg.
I can't. Wait, you don't like egg salad?
I love egg salad.
That's mayo and egg.
It's a fried egg. I fucking hate tomatoes, but I love ketchup. Big difference.
I have a feeling you're gonna love
Tim,
it.
It's really good.
I didn't necessarily want to try it either. but then I began making fried eggs for my homemade burgers.
I have burgers. I'm going to make my specialties. I will make an egg, and I will do it live
Pop it on top. Pop it
on
on
A
top.
to Z, or just probably A to Z. That's more fitting for that show.
It always comes down to food on all the shows that I'm on, and I end up starving at the end. All right, but back to Messi, and it's called the Messi Burger, by the way.
Great name too. Great name.
I didn't know that they were selling it at Hard Rock. I gotta go to Hard Rock and just go have. I'm gonna get like 3 of them. I'll freeze.
Save them for later.
But anyway, all that being said, they still got the Fort Lauderdale stadium stuff. You got it now. You got to get down to Miami because Fort Lauderdale is not gonna.
Did you hear what they're talking about? So first of all, games tickets for their first game of the season in September, or what's expected to be his first game with the team in September. Those tickets were selling for more money than tickets to get into Game 3 of the NBA Finals last night. Insane.
Wait, let me add to that real quick. The tickets to the away New York game,
thank you, Dave,
was $30. Now it's up near $500 for an away game.
Yeah, his home game tickets are looking the lowest. The cheapest tickets were looking at about $450 for home games. So two things I want to add to this because this is more than two. It's a few things I want to add to this because this is actually a massive thing for Major League Soccer. So I'm going to start out by one. This kind of contract that he is getting with Major League Soccer, because he's actually not getting paid that much money from Inter Miami. He's getting most of this money from the league. All of the owners in the league agreed with this deal and were like, hey, yeah, give him a portion of this money because of the reason that Steve just mentioned. When Messi comes to town, that's a massive payday for those franchises, a massive payday. And it's going to open that door. It's going to open that. It's going to open the door, though, to some of these players that play in the Premier League that like, hey, we're serious over here about making soccer a real thing in America. And this is, I cannot state enough how big this is. The second thing I wanted to touch on, David Beckham. David Beckham came to America. He signed a 5-year, $255 million deal to play in MLS. He got paid $255 million for 5 years. After he was done playing, he purchased Inter Miami for $25 million. Before Messi signed with Inter Miami, the franchise was valued at $600 million. That valuation has cleared $1 billion now. There's not an exact number yet, but will be well over $1 billion franchise. This is wild. A huge deal. Like, this is massive.
So this MLS started in 1995, right?
Yep.
Okay, so
I could look it up. I'm not sure I'm actually exactly.
So we're at 28 years, right? And this is I know Beckham, there was excitement around there.
Founded in 93, first season 96.
Okay. So somewhere in between there. So like this is like shock, especially down here. There's just shock waves now. It's like as much shock waves as you can have from soccer. But it is everything makes sense now. It feels like this was all meant to be. Apple getting MLS and be like, Apple's like a joke. What are you MLS? Whoa. Their Instagram following went from I think just south of 1 million to
over 5
2.4 and then overnight ballooned to 5.4. Like what you said. I say what you want about social media, but that is it's absurd how that signing just flipped MLS on its head.
So this has got to be talked about too from MLS standpoint. This has got to be the most rapid growth for a new professional sports league that has ever been seen. Not just America, in the world. Like you're talking about franchises going from a couple $1 million when they first probably started. I don't even know what the exact number was. Beckham didn't buy Inter Miami until 2015, I think, or 16, something like that. 25 million. 2016. So in 7 years, what's the return rate on that? 25 million to over $1 billion. That's
Miami now has more followers than any South Florida team on Instagram. This is a worldwide.
Slightly inaccurate. It's not any South Florida team. It's any professional sports team in America. They have more Instagram
I liked it better when you said it was Dave was inaccurate. Let's just stop the period. Boom.
Oh,
Chuck not returning there. I didn't know that he's out.
Yeah, after that stick
rough,
to the
man.
face he took, he has not returned.
What?
Mike Piazza pumped some money into a team in Italy. I think he drowned the team at Italy. I think he was not a good owner.
Where's my flag?
What happened? No.
This guy can't go fucking 10 minutes without bringing up a goddamn Met. 10 minutes.
Oh, this is a bad thing though. I think Piazza put some money into that team, and then something happened, and they abandoned ship, and he hauled ass on them, or some crazy shit like that.
I'd heard about that. I don't know all the details on it, but I
So
heard
he's no Ryan Reynolds.
No,
So.
No.
That's a big hill to climb, Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, by the way, massive missed opportunity by the NHL that his group is no longer in the bidding for the Ottawa Senators. Massive missed opportunity. Like,
Agreed.
I cannot state that enough. How much of a missed opportunity that is. Like, it's great to have people wanting to pay billions of dollars for your sports franchises. It definitely helps the league. But when people want to pay billions of dollars for your sports franchise and Ryan Reynolds is attached to it, that should like take precedent over any other offer. Be like, yep, done.
No brainer.
Like,
done.
Oh my! And he's from there. He grew up in Ottawa. It just made so much sense.
Hey,
it took 2 years, and they got that team, promoted. So good for them.
Not only promoted, they're talking about signing like real players now. Like
real players.
I'm not trying. That came out in a way that was derogatory towards the players they have, and I don't mean it that way. But there's some like bigger name Premier League players now that they're trying to like sign. Like this is a huge. Have you seen their stadium? Their stadium is in like 12 people's backyard. Like not even exaggerating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is probably one of the
to,
coolest things I've seen.
It's connected to a bar. It's like you go through the bar's back, and there you walk onto the sideline of the stadium.
The video of Reynolds and what's the other guy's name?
I know from Always Sunny. I can always forget his name.
Mackle something.
Rob McElhenney
or something like that.
Yeah, McElhenney. I can't say his last name, but it's Rob.
The video of them walking through this town and then going through this little parting of two houses and then being on the pitch in the stadium is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. It looks cool though. I would love to go see a game there.
That was the first mention of the word pitch not having to do with baseball on this program.
I actually, you guys watched that show? I actually watched the show.
I started it. I haven't finished it yet.
It was interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong. I fast forward a lot through the soccer stuff, but I mean, like when it wasn't one of those two on the screen, I was like, I don't know.
Here we go. I'm gonna drive in here and just take us all the way off the rails. I think that's why Ted Lasso works so well, because but they like ignore a lot of the on the field soccer stuff. Like it's about soccer, but it's really not. Like they ignore a lot of the actual on the field soccer stuff, and that's
a biscuit that he brings her every morning.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie to. I'll be honest. I just started it like a week ago, so I finished season 1. But season 1 I'm locked in. Like I'm gonna probably after I get off here go burn through some episodes.
Be locked in, baby. Let's. Did you have anything more to say on Messi? I want that burger, baby. I want the burger.
The burger looks great. This is big, not just for Inter Miami, but for MLS in general. This is massive. This is there's no loser in this situation, I guess, except for the Saudis who got turned down for 1.6 billion. I did find it interesting that number has been reported numerous times. Like he turned down 1.6 billion. He turned down 1.6 billion. But nobody is talking about how much money he's actually going to make from this deal. And I understand because a lot of it would be projection based. Yeah. But I have a feeling he's not going to lose as much money as people think. Oh, and he also has the option at the end of his contract to purchase an MLS team.
Yep.
So it's a great deal.
Do you think he'll have enough money for that?
Yeah. I think he might be okay. We're not even talking about what he's already made in the Premier League.
Freaking
those guys make hundreds of millions of dollars a year over there. It's insane.
0.5%. Just give him. Lindor just got another hit. He's 2 for 3. All right, let's get into a little bit of baseball here. Obviously, the big news of the week is Mr. DeGrom in Texas, first being transferred to a 60-day IL, and then it being announced that he was going to go and have a second Tommy John surgery. I don't know. I don't hold any ill will towards Jacob DeGrom at all. I love the fact that I was able to watch that dude, over the years that he did pitch 2 Cy Young awards. I hold zero ill will towards him. You got to go make his money. You got to do what you got to do. And now that this is kind of transpired, you're kind of happy that it didn't go down that route with the Mets committing, because imagine the Mets, how they're being killed in New York right now for not being 30 or 40 games over 500. Imagine had they brought in not only Correa that the troll mentioned, who's batting 204 or something, not being productive at all, and then DeGrom going out on Tommy John again. And then the other part of it is, I'm not going to say I feel bad for the money or any of that stuff, but you feel bad about when people want to do something they have fun doing. That's their life. That's their livelihood. And then you just can't do it anymore. So, put it in perspective. If it was us doing something that we love and then just can't do it anymore.
Where did that come from?
What?
Did I miss something? You're happy did I miss something you said? I didn't hear that.
This is what trolls do.
Where? Okay.
What? I said I hold no ill will towards him. Like, okay.
You said you were happy he got paid. I like I said, I missed the part where you said you were happy he got injured.
And by the way, the Rangers they're 20 games over 500. So, and I was the Met fan warning all the other Met fans, don't talk shit, because the jinx, the baseball gods, Mets are now a game under 500 and the Rangers are 20 over.
So I have a question for you guys regarding not just Jacob DeGrom, but pitchers in general in Major League Baseball. Are we heading down a path where pitchers are going to kind of plateau and start to come down in terms of their value of their contracts? And what I mean by that is it going to get to a point, because it seems like now, like Tommy John for a pitcher is like a rite of passage. Like, you're not allowed to pitch in Major League Baseball without having it. Are we going to get to a point where these injuries are so frequent and so regular, where pitchers actually become devalued and start to become like running backs in the NFL, where they're just like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to pay you $40-50 million a year because you're going to blow your arm out in a season and a half or 2 years. And I don't know exactly when that's going to happen. So I'll just pay 10 guys $5 million instead of paying you 50. Just a question, just a thought, observation. Wanted to see your takes.
For me, I think it's starting pitcher is always going to be too important to lose value in the contract. I don't think owners are ever going to come down on that just because the upside is too important. There's the league average right now is less than 5 innings a game by a starting pitcher. So guys, he's not having a Cy Young season, but I'll bring up Verlander last week, 117 pitches in 6 and whatever inning, third inning or whatever it was. But you do need those guys that are not going to be like, oh, I'm at 85 pitches, I got to come out of the game. So I think the starting pitching money is skyrocketed. Guys like Taijuan Walker and middling guys are making a whole hell of a lot of money. I don't think it'll ever come back down.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like I said,
it might even get worse. It might even get worse.
From the business side, I agree 1,000%. But from the potential upside, like if you got a Garrett Cole or a DeGrom or kids from the Dodgers,
they're getting rarer. That pitcher, that type of, even like DeGrom for those 2 years, 3 years, you don't see that shit every year, every 2 years, 3. That's once in a lifetime. You see it. You see your Sandy Koufaxes, and then you see your, you whatever. I think it's going to get worse as far as that goes. Because you're going to get this one kid, 21 years old, throwing 100 miles an hour with a wicked cutter, slider, oh yeah, easily going to make $100 million fucking dollars a year, whatever it's going to be, because it's going to be so damn rare.
Wouldn't you agree though that the reason it's gotten rarer, teams have become more careful, especially with younger pitchers, where they're not allowing them to pitch that much?
Too careful.
So, but then I raise a point. If they're getting to this point where they're not letting guys go more than 4 or 5 innings, at what point do we have an opportunity to see another Jacob deGrom?
It's hard. It's going to be really hard. Like you said, now remember. Like you say, you look at the innings that Cy Young's innings pitched will never be beat in 1,000 years. Never happened. 70s and the 80s, all those guys. Like you said, now you hit that 100 pitch mark. You hit 85, people start sweating. Oh man! Oh my God, 85, here it comes. We got to start warming up the bullpen. Yeah, but like you said, Verlander, 100? He was still pitching good. Leave him in until he says, you know what? If that case, if he got to 110, said, I'm not feeling it, pull him. If he says he can still keep going, let him keep going.
Yeah, there are future Hall of Famers like that. That's how you deal with it.
Treating them like babies is not good. Because I tell you what, the Yankees were the fucking kings in the 80s and the night of coddling their pitchers and coddling this. Name one phenomenal pitcher that came out of that farm system in the 80s and the 90s. Zero. Pettit maybe. That's it. Rivera. But Rivera's the closer. But
and that's a once in a lifetime dude.
Yeah,
that you can't use him as the rule. That's clearly the exception.
Yeah, exactly.
How many pitchers do you know that could make that kind of a career off of one fucking pitch?
Yeah, exactly.
Ridiculous.
I mean, there are pitchers today that still go see him to learn how to throw his cutter, and none of them can replicate it.
I mean, the Mets didn't coddle Gooden. Gooden's problems were off the field, not fucking pitching problem, but they didn't coddle him. Look, 90 pitches, Doc, time to sit down. No,
he was 130, throwing 217 miles an hour.
Terzio on a roll here. Look at this.
Well, I just
gems
for every pitcher that I and you, Tim, and a lot of people think that is being coddled. There's one Steven Strasburg. Look at him. Yeah. So, I think there's some riled up stuff.
Imagine going up to Nolan Ryan at 85 pitches saying, "You're at 85. I think we're going to pull you." He'll punch you in your face. Oh. So I'm not fucking coming out. I can pitch another 5 innings. What do you mean I'm coming out? I'm not coming out 85 pitches. I don't care if he threw 85 in 3 innings. He's like, dude, I'm going to finish this game. I don't give a shit until I get up and run.
Look up what some of his high pitch counts were.
I bet it's ridiculous.
Well, see, and then we loved Mets fans. We loved the fact that Matt Harvey argued his way back into that World Series game, but he lost that game for us. So there's a fine line there. That's why you got to have a manager that not only listens to analytics but has the gut feel too. You can't rely too heavily one side or the other. And I say that to say that today, I don't know if you heard, I'm sure Timmy, you've heard Buck Showalter getting beat up, even as a Yankee fan, getting beat up for the lineup. Today, during an interview, he said the word "we" when talking about the lineup. There's this talk of that it's the GM and the analytic nerds. I didn't say it; they said it. That have been putting the lineup together. If that's the case, why are you paying Buck Showalter?
Yeah, what is he doing?
Not only that, last year he was the manager of the year. 2 months into the season, there's Mets fans that want him fired. Laughable, but this is what happens.
Yeah, I mean, but remember also you look at it this way. Remember growing up, you heard I need my starter to go 7. Then he got like a setup man and a closer. Now that would then down to 6. I need my starter to go 6.
It's a 6-inning game.
Right? It's a 6-inning game now. And now it's like, oh, I need my starter just to get enough to fucking qualify for a win. 5 2/3. That's all I need. No, that's not what the starters are supposed to be. The bullpen's supposed to be once every. You don't pitch every day. The bullpen's not supposed to pitch every day. They're not. Now it's just like, no, we got to have righty lefty, this and this, and now the fucking bullpen has to pitch 3 guys no matter what. That rule sucks balls, by the way. I don't get it. I don't understand. I'll blame the Yankees in a way. I'll blame the Yankees because in 90,
Wetland, and then
in 98, 99, it was like we only have to go 6 because then you had the 2 guys out of the bullpen, then the Rivera, and the game's over. That's what they used to say.
Wetland, right?
Well, that was 96.
What's his name?
No, but they had
Tim
I can't think of the name. They had Stanton and they had Nelson. Remember Stanton and Nelson,
lefty, righty.
So it was like if a pitcher gets 6, you got Stanton and Nelson to pitch the 7th and the 8th. Rivera comes in the 9th. The game is over. That's how the 98 Yankees did it, and because they were one of the best teams ever, that's a blueprint. But that doesn't work all the time, and you can't keep using that. I said now it's like, pitcher only has to go 6. Pretty soon it's like I only need my starter to go 3. It's like, no, asshole, you don't need your starter to go 3.
Well,
he should go 7 or 8 innings max. Minimum.
We talked on the Put in the Book show. We were talking about the topic of quality start came up, and what a quality start the quality start stat is 6 innings, 3 runs or less. 6 innings, 3 runs is a 4.50 ERA. So is that what we're striving for?
Yeah, basically that's the problem with
I've
baseball.
always hated that stat.
Now we did some research. Our research staff on that particular show did some research, and so we all thought it was relatively new, but it's actually from about 1985, and it was somebody from the Philadelphia newspaper or some shit. So we said, of course, it had to be a Philadelphia fan that brought that up. But I don't like the quality start is a stat that they're like, oh, you got 15, 17, 18 quality starts. But if you're giving up 3 runs every 6 innings, you're at a 4.50 ERA, and it's not great.
Yeah.
Hey, Edwin. By the way, Edwin. I don't know if he's joined this show ever, but Edwin is the world famous Mets cowbell man that is at every single game knocking the cowbell. So welcome in and join this show. Go ahead, Ant.
Nolan Ryan holds the record for most pitches thrown in a Major League Baseball game. Does anyone want to take any guesses on what this number is?
I want to say
148.
165.
You're both wrong, and you're both too low.
Wow. I wanted to go. I wanted to be 200, but I didn't want to exaggerate.
235.
No.
235.
And I always bring this up, right? Because he said the magic number for a pitcher now is 100 pitches, right? Mm-hmm. But so he pitched 235, right? Now you talk about warm-ups before the game, warm-ups between the game, throws to first base. The dude's throwing 350, 400 pitches in that one game. Just using his arm, just for warm-up.
And by the way, coming back in 5 days.
Yeah.
You do it all over again.
Try pulling him out of a game. See what he would have did to you.
Well, here's an interesting question, and I'm not really sure why no one's brought this up or asked this. So obviously we know for a fact that these pitchers 30, 40 years ago, 50, 60 years ago, were throwing a hell of a lot more than they are now in terms of innings pitched and pitches and games. Has anyone decided to go look at what their pitching regimens look like back then? Because clearly what we're doing now ain't working. I mean Tommy Johns are at an all-time high. Everyone's getting Tommy
David
Johns.
Wells pitched a perfect game drunk, so who knows?
and not in the best of shape anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So who knows what that regimen is?
Dwight Gooden.
That regimen is staying out all night with fucking Jimmy Fallon. That's that regiment.
Matt Harvey.
Oh god.
Matt Harvey much more recently. I love the way the Mets are always
what's the guy's name?
Cocaine.
What's the dude's name who pitched the fucking no hitter on was it acid? What was that pitcher? Damn, I can't remember his name. He was on like psychedelics or something. He pitched a no hitter or some shit.
Yeah, it's like if Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl on it.
I mean, that's insane.
Psychedelics. I know.
Doc Ellis on acid.
Doc Ellis.
Yeah.
1970. Oh, not more than 1970.
On acid. Can you imagine the kind of concentration you have to throw a pitch, let alone perfect game or no hit or whatever?
To which batter at the same time? See, 3 batters.
Well, David Wells said the hangover was the best thing for him, and because he had to focus so hard to keep it together that it kept his. He pitched the best game of his life.
What time of year was that? How many jerseys did he go through?
Sergio, he was still drunk. Sergio, he was still drunk.
Yeah,
not hungover, still drunk.
Oh, he was drunk.
He said what? He hadn't gotten back home until like 5 or 6 in the morning or something like that.
And he got up. He was still drunk. He only slept 2-3 hours, drunk off his ass. He was hanging out with Jimmy Fallon and the guys from the SNL because the Yankees were on SNL the night before, or whatever. They did that one little appearance. Went out there and threw a goddamn perfect game. By the way, bad story. Hey Tim, you want to go to the Yankee game today?
Oh no.
Nah, it looks like rain. David Wells.
That was the game.
Yep.
That was the game.
Yep.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
Hey Tim, you wanted to go to the game? Nah, I'm not feeling good today. Doc Gooden's no hitter happened. Twice. Happened to me twice.
I've never gotten to go to a game and experience a no hitter, but probably the best game I ever went to was I went to a game. I don't even remember what year it was. I think it was 2002 or 2003. It was Dontrelle Willis for the Marlins versus Randy Johnson. Ooh. Dontrelle Willis threw a 1-hit shutout. Randy Johnson threw a 2-hit 1-run game and lost. Both pitchers threw complete games. Phenomenal pitching game. Phenomenal.
Joe Pepitone gets mentioned.
I had a good streak on '96 too, and the Got Good thing fucked me up. But I was there when they clinched the East. I was there when they clinched. I was there when they clinched the World Series, actually, which I'll never beat. But yeah, I missed 2 fucking perfect games. Well, no hitter in a perfect game, just because I was like, oh, it looks like rain.
Of course, Doc Gooden goes to the Yankees and throws a no hitter. Yeah. At the time, the Mets still had not had a no hitter ever.
Oh, I don't want to go on Beanie Baby Day because there's too many kids there. Also, that was my other excuse. Fucking Beanie Baby.
So now those kids that were there could say, "I was there the day."
But Tim can't.
Don Larson and Yogi Berra in the house for the first time together in 30 years because he was banned from the stadium. Remember for a while. I really fucked that game up.
That's messed up to me.
It is. It's messed up.
I missed some historic games.
Pull 2.
I think
at least I was there when they clinched.
Oh, that's it. That's all you got to do.
I was there once when they clinched.
I think the two best pitching performances that I've been to was down here, both down here. I think Pedro, as a Met, he went 7 1/3 no hit down here. It was crazy. And then not too long ago, a few years ago, was Jacob deGrom down here. 14 strikeouts and a home run. Brilliant. 14 strikeouts. Hey, he was a phenomenal hitter at the time. But
we'll never know if any pitchers are good hitters anymore.
That's it.
You're co-host on that other show. Very hard on he's a traitor.
No.
Like, dude, relax. You wouldn't have taken that money? Come
DeGrom?
on. Don't lie.
Talking about DeGrom?
Yeah, his co-host was saying that he's a traitor. He's a very angry man.
That was very angry.
Go get
your money.
Angry is not even the word. He's more ornery than angry. Ornery sounds right. Like that guy was like, "You're ornery, you're a traitor now. You took your $250 million instead of staying with the Mets for whatever."
Listen, I as a baseball fan at heart, I thought he'd be the same because he's pitched in the leagues that he's played in, but just watching DeGrom, it was a huge, massive event. It came off the Harvey stuff, but DeGrom was able to be so consistent, and he's like a skinny little twig throwing 102 miles an hour, just maxing out, going 7, 8, 9 innings every game.
And speaking of, and I'm not trying to talk shit, Terzio, so don't jump down my throat. But Pete Alonso, why does he look like he's aged 30 years, like in the past season?
It's the hair.
Is that what it is?
Got to get rid of the hair. Yeah.
I guess that's what it is. Because I saw him in an interview, and I'm like, who is that? I was like, is that Pete Alonso's skeleton, or is that him? Who is that guy?
Terzio, there's only one Michael Scott.
Exactly.
And Mike Scott. You used to love Mike Scott, Terzio? Mike Scott gave us the Mets nightmares. But
Rich Hill, by the way, he mentioned Rich Hill. Rich Hill's 43 still pitching. However, Rich Hill and Justin Verlander actually made their debuts the same year, so it's not that crazy. Well, I mean,
And
I guess
Rich
they're
Hill
both
is
older pitchers, but
Rich Hill. What he's got a 4.30 ERA.
four
I
four
only
four one right now.
see. I only knew that because we just looked it up yesterday because we were like, "How is Rich Hill still functioning?"
How many teams has he played for?
They probably don't bother him with his, his fucking pitching regimen or his off, what he does between games.
Right.
Leave them alone.
Only 12 teams. Not as crazy as I thought.
Get Ed on the
Only
show.
12 teams.
I bet Ed's got the fucking encyclopedia in his head of how many Yankee pitchers were coddled so badly that they never made it to the majors. You can't do it, man.
No, absolutely. And these days just make it worse. And the Rays with their openers, as successful as they've been, having an opening pitcher, but in Tampa, who cares? Nobody cares. They're what, 25 games over 500. Nobody ever cares. Even if they're 25 games under 500, they wouldn't say a word about.
Same amount of people show up to the game, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate when I got him on a pitch count. What do you mean you got him on a pitch count? So let's say he has a bad inning. You're gonna yank him after an inning? You're your star pitcher because you're in September and you want to save him for the playoffs. What if that game is important? What if that game, completely changes your season and you tank after that because you decide to pull your guy after one? Well, he's on a pitch count. Horse shit. Play. You're supposed to go out there. Again, we get to the basketball thing again. Play. You're supposed to play with the money you're making.
Charlie Hustle.
Since we're on the topic of baseball, and I don't have an updated piece on this, but the last report that was seen, they were supposed to vote on the Las Vegas Athletics, whatever team you want to call them, stadium today, and that session has been delayed. Speculation is because they don't have the votes to approve it.
The A's are going to be stuck in Oakland forever. That's so dumb. It's just dumb. Don't they'll move somewhere else.
I think
I
think some of that though. I think that franchise had a real chance to build off that success from those early Billy Bean years, and ownership unwillingness to invest in the team has really soured the relationship there with the fan base. So it's unfortunate, but I don't see a path out of this unless he sells.
Well, don't forget that whole, the Moneyball thing could have also hurt him because it's like you proved that you can win without stars. So, I want you to go out there every year now and win without stars. Well, I can't do it every year. No, go out there and win every year without stars. You did it once.
But that's where, like, in my opinion, so, the A's go on that magical run that first season, was it 03? 03? I think it was 03.
23-game streak.
Yeah, 2003, where they have that crazy season, incredible season, Billy Bean and the Moneyball. The next season was the year the Red Sox won using the same system but with money.
Mm-hmm.
Why on earth would anyone not have looked at which it did happen, that everyone looked at it and was like, oh shit, we can just use Moneyball but put money into it and it works? Yeah. The only team that didn't do that was the team that fucking originated it. Go figure.
Well, and then they try to get him out there, and then when it didn't happen, just take his idea, easy peasy.
Yep.
There's no trademark on that. Being cheap.
And Theo Epstein is a genius.
Yeah.
Hey, the guy got the Sox and the Cubs at World Series. I ain't gonna knock the dude ever.
That's true. That is true.
I ain't gonna knock.
Can't do it. I would love him to come to the Mets. I know that was discussed, but I don't think he wants to do that kind of thing anymore.
2-1 Vegas. Jonathan Marchessault is the one who scored the goal. That is his 13th goal of the playoffs. And with that goal, he finally ties the playoff leader in goals scored, Leon Draisaitl, who hasn't played in 2 rounds. Wow. We were robbed of Leon Draisaitl scoring like 30 goals in one playoff.
All right, so I don't know if there's much more to talk about in baseball. Where this is going to start ramping up. I do want to say that that whole the Pete Alonso thing from the other night, the throw it again. I loved it. I mean that is just because there was a mic in there, but that's the stuff that goes on all the time. And then he gets hit the next day, is what it is. But I I just want to mention Francisco Alvarez because with all the stuff that's gone wrong with the Mets this year, I mean, if you want to call, the leading home run hitter in baseball and Lindor, he's batting two whatever, but with all these RBIs and run production, but Francisco Alvarez came up and looked so overmatched in his first week and a half. He was in a situation in the ninth inning, two guys on to try and tie the game, and he swung at pitches that were 6.5 feet high, and he's only like 5'10". But since coming to the majors, he's got now 2 home runs tonight. He's got 11 home runs this year in 124 at bats.
Are they home next week? Who's home next? Are they home next?
They are. It's Mets and Yankees at Citi Field Tuesday, Wednesday.
That's good game. I'm gonna say I'm on vacation next week, Terzio. You want to take me to a game, Terzio, next week? Let me know. I'll go to a game next week with you.
That would be fantastic.
Because I'm on vacation.
They play the Yankees Tuesday, Wednesday, I think, and then after that, the Cardinals. Bucket hat Sunday afternoon.
I don't wear no bucket hat.
You can send a bucket hat somewhere.
Yeah, and I'll get a few of them too.
Dude, and I got a collection of stuff from Timmy. Sent me so many gifts over the years. I got the Biggie.
I get the
Biggie Budweiser. I got the Rumble Ponies.
I got one right here, Biggie Beer, right behind me.
Nice. The Rumble Ponies cup. All good things here. All right. I think.
But unfortunately, my stuff's in the other room. I'm mostly back to back with goddamn Bill stuff.
You got
Except for this.
Well,
why Bill stuff?
Okay, go ahead.
My in-laws.
This is. So
all Bills fans. Except for this one.
His wife, big. I forgot about that. The Josh cereal.
Oh yeah, we have that. I went to the draft party one year, and I met so many people. But this is signed by Mike Singletary and Andre Reed.
Oh wow!
So on the same helmet. Wow. Pretty cool.
That's
the rest of the
legendary helmet right there.
The rest of this stuff is Bills.
You'll see once football season starts. Bills Mafia. His brother-in-law is a big part of that.
Let's put it this way: you've seen my in-laws on TV,
fact, yes.
Guaranteed.
Yep.
They're
hang on though.
They're the lunatics.
This is what I was surprised about. Josh Allen on the Madden cover. I thought that they should have had. Yeah, but I thought that he deserved to be there. All the Bills Mafia, the beards, the makeup, and they have fans back there.
There is one in the background a little bit. The fans are. Yeah. I know my in-laws should have been on the fucking cover.
Mafia fans.
My in-laws should have been on the cover. That would have been great.
Yeah.
So hang on, let me just get this straight. You married into a Bills family, and they allowed that? You being a Giants fan?
They had no choice. Well, unfortunately, they turned my kid into a Bills fan, which is heartbreaking.
Oh.
Well, he fell in love with them, because he's 6-7 years old with the makeup and the wigs, and everyone's high fiving him, and everyone's giving him stuff. Tables. Yeah, everyone's giving him gifts because he had giving him high fives. He fucking fell in love with that shit.
I will say, even as a Dolphins fan, I would love to go experience a Bills Mafia tailgate because those things look legendary.
Wait, but before we go watch, I'm just going to Google Bills fans.
I just don't want to go into through the table.
Yeah, I don't want to do that part. But the food and
I'm too old and fragile to do that at this point in my life. And I got a similar Timmy. My brother was a Jet fan, and my nephew kind of went along with that. And then just one year, he says, "I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm a Giants fan."
See, look, I googled
Jets fans losing for 50 years,
and right away, this is my brother-in-law.
There it is.
This is one of them.
You found him that quick in a Google search? That's pretty wild.
Oh, wait, I'll show you. Let me show you the other two. My one brother-in-law, Zach, is actually, he was a couple years ago in the Buffalo area travel guide, like what to do in the Buffalo area. He was on the back page. I was like, that's crazy.
Oh my
Awesome.
Where the hell are they, Dusty? I usually find them
I
right
don't know.
away.
So,
Sergio says
hey,
I don't know how to tell you, but I'm a Jets fan.
Yeah.
Can I just ask you this? But is it true what Marshawn Lynch said that there's only an Applebee's there?
No, that's not true.
I'm just
That's
curious.
not true. There's plenty of stuff there. Hey, you got wings there, all kinds.
Oh, that's for sure.
Oh, here we go. This is the best one. Are you seeing that one? That's all
Yep.
three of them. That's all three of them. That's Josh, that's Zach, and that's Jeremiah. That's my three brother-in-laws. That's in Detroit, actually. They went to Detroit on the that snow game that got snowed out in the blizzard.
Oh yeah, last year, right?
No, a couple years ago.
I think it was
2
2 years ago. It was 2
2
years
years,
ago.
yeah.
So that's all three of them. Yep, that's it. And my kids
That's
fell in love
amazing.
with that kind of crap. So
Sergio said, "How's I'm assuming that Eric doing up in Syracuse with all that smoke? He's not in Syracuse.
no, he's in deposit. I don't think they hit that bad up there. Let me stop sharing that window. There we go.
Is he up like north in New York?
He
More
is
west.
more west. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought he
Northwest.
would have it worse then, no?
but he's further.
I don't think.
I
It's
think
too
the way
bad.
the stupid wind was, I think it came along like north of Buffalo, and
Yeah,
then
like-
went
and like-
through that
down.
whole Syracuse down to the city. Today, though, DC had their baseball game canceled. So
Yeah, Maryland got some hit. I saw my friend of mine in Maryland posted that they got hit pretty bad. So
my Siri picked up whatever the hell I just said. All right, so I think we've covered it all today. Soccer, baby. We talked about soccer. All right, let's do a round robin here. There's a contest to post. Go ahead, Timmy. What you got?
yeah, I say so. Tomorrow night, I think we're finally going to get together. I know we've had our schedules conflicting. Me and Eric will be doing a doubleheader. We will do Just Too Sweet. We will talk about Iron Sheik. The first 2 episodes of Dark Side of the Ring, and I think Bash at the Beach '94. We're going to go over, and then A to Z. I will cook a fucking cheeseburger and put an egg on it.
Yes.
And I will eat it.
You can still put the bacon on it. You could still put the
Yes,
bacon on it. too.
absolutely.
But
Hell yeah.
I don't know what you two are doing, but I'm inviting you both on to watch. So you better get on the goddamn show.
Oof. Sergio says what time? What?
I'm
tomorrow will
guessing
be a better
Just Too Sweet will be
estimate.
8:30, and we'll probably do A to Z a little later. We'll do A to Z a little later. It's more fun that way. More lunatics come on later in the day,
the
so
loonies.
we can start talking crazy on that show. So that's tomorrow. Go Yankees. Go wrestling. Go whatever.
Go rest.
Go wrestling.
All right, Ant, what you got? Don't start talking now because you're on mute.
He's on mute. Why are you on mute?
I don't know.
There you
Well,
go.
now- there we go.
Yeah.
My headphone died. I had to switch. We just stop being lazy and set up the damn microphone. I can't explain. Okay, I'm sitting here. My drawer is right here. Like it's not far. It's literally. I can see it right now. I just haven't.
And that's where the microphone is.
Yeah, it's literally right there.
Put it on the honeydew list.
Yeah.
It'll get done.
I got all of that checked off today. I almost fell asleep at about 6:30, and then my kids were like yelling in the background, and I'm like, oh yeah, I probably should do that.
Oh well, if you slept through the show, we could have called you Dave.
Oh well, he obviously didn't sleep through the show. He's
Well,
clearly
no,
been here.
Well, one of Dave's nicknames is AM PM because you don't know what time he's going to sleep or what time he. Yeah, he has many nicknames, Dave.
He
Many
does.
many
gosh.
nicknames.
A lot of shenanigans
All right,
going
so
on here. Go ahead.
My parting words. If you think Daniel Jones's contract is too much, you don't know how NFL contracts work.
And we got a Dolphins fan defending Danny Dimes here.
It's legit now.
I can't. I
He
don't
fights
even know
me
what
and
else
Timmy.
to say.
I guess you can understand that if you're dead set against it. But now a guy who has no skin in the game,
It does
fandom.
mean no. I do not benefit at all whether he is good or terrible. I have no
It's like-
benefit of this.
I'm putting myself out there by defending.
I can't say this enough. I mean, he's probably and because I said all this, he's going to go out and have like the worst season ever. But I don't believe that. I
He
believe
might.
in-
Hey, shit happens. What are you going to do?
I believe too much in Brian Daboll. I'm not going to lie to you. As a Dolphin fan, I've been very happy with Mike McDaniel as our head coach. I was disappointed when it happened originally because I really wanted Brian
What a
Daboll.
dork, man! What a dork.
Really wanted Brian Daboll. Hey, don't you talk bad about Mike McDaniel.
He is
okay?
a mega dork. And
That's fine. That's fine.
He is.
Did you see his answer
Super
today when
dork.
they asked him about Dalvin Cook?
No.
He went on like a 5-minute tirade about how he wasn't born yesterday. It's phenomenal. He's incredible. I love him.
He should wear a pocket protector, like walking around.
He probably would. He probably would.
Yeah.
Sergio, MSG, no house shows yet, but they're doing SmackDown in a couple of weeks. Too much money. I'm not doing the TV shows anymore. They're too much money, and I don't
How
have
much
commercials.
is it? Just out of curiosity.
The cheapest seats are like $100 for TV for like
That's
SmackDown.
ridiculous.
I don't. Plus,
You can't see anything from that far up.
and you got commercials. I don't want commercials. I like the house shows. The house shows.
They're
are
doing
just
a house
way
show
more
here.
fun. House shows, they're cheap. They don't have to stick to the script. They interact with the fans more. It's just a better, more fun show to go to.
They're doing. It's not a major arena. It's not the Heat Arena. It's not next door. It's the arena for University of Miami.
Nice.
That's still a decent sized arena though.
Yeah, no, I just meant not.
It's not.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
All right, so
it's not as small as where like the Coyotes play,
or where the Oakland A's might be playing, or whatever. A's
I don't know that the Oakland A's know where they're playing at this point.
Watsco Center. Thanks, Dave.
Oakland, Bunny Ranch. The Bunny Ranch.
The Bunny Ranch.
They're gonna put up a softball field style. Let them play there.
As far as contests are concerned, there's going to be a bunch that go up today. Make sure for next week in Florida, the Flash in four cities. That's going to go up probably before 11 today. Make sure you check out Bert's review. That also went up on the site, and then there are several different, asteroid cities coming up. Expendables 4, the trailer came out for that.
Gotta see.
Forget about
City. That looks cool.
Elemental, the latest from Pixar, that's going to be coming out. So a lot of stuff coming on. We're right smack dab in the middle of blockbuster season. As we continue to roll along here in June, big months if you want to go see movies.
2 things real quick. First of all, thank you, Raul. As always, Raul, awesome.
Yes, thank you, Raul.
Tim, can we finally get your official Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse take?
Sure. It was good. It was good. I will say I don't go along with even. I know you said it, and I think someone. I don't go along with the whole perfect second half, whatever. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was very, very good. The animation on those movies are like next level, like insanity. How well they pull that shit up. No, I liked it though. I did see it coming. I did see the twist. Yeah.
I figured it out once I saw him walking up. I'm trying not to divulge anything.
Yeah.
Once I saw him walking up to him, I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. No, I knew. Yeah, I knew who he was talking.
I felt it the scene before.
Yeah.
Like
you figured it out then.
Yeah.
I started being like, are they going this way?
Yeah.
So it caught me off guard.
I saw Transformers, and I will not reveal my opinion on Transformers.
Oh,
it has a 100% audience score on Rotten
No.
Tomatoes.
I enjoyed it very much. It was fun. It's still better than the Michael Bay ones. I have
and that's good.
I have personal issues that I won't divulge because I'll get hate mail and ridiculed. And
well, as a movie, how does it compare to Bumblebee?
I like Bumblebee better. I like Bumblebee better, but of course, when you throw in Optimus Prime and you gotta love it. Plus, Prime's kind of a dick. That's not a spoiler, but he is kind of a dick in the beginning. Yeah. But Bumblebee, all of a sudden, he's the OG. When Bumblebee comes on, everyone goes like for my generation, we see Optimus. It's like, oh my god, it's Optimus. You get all excited now. Like yesterday when Bumblebee popped, I can't give it away, but he's not in the middle. He pops up later in the movie, so everyone's like, oh fucking Bumblebee! Everybody went crazy. I was like, dude, and when I watched the cartoon, Bumblebee was this big and just a pain in the ass. He sucked, and now he's like the greatest thing ever. So
that's Universal. Weird. I think Universal plays a big part in that because of the meet and greet and with the sound with the songs that they play. It's
so they have 3 characters for the meet and greet, and it's Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, and Megatron.
And they're all funny. They're all Megatron is
Megatron is the best.
hysterical.
Hilarious.
Hysterical.
Absolutely the best to watch.
And
When we go, I like to just sit there and watch him interact with people.
Yeah.
You could absolutely
hilarious.
do that. Yeah.
It's
And
so much
if you
fun.
love if you love 90s hip hop, you're gonna like the fucking soundtrack. The soundtrack is good.
I do have one thing to touch on what Tim said about the animation style. Who is not excited for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie now?
That looks pretty cool, yeah.
With that animation style. I think
But there is that
looks
group.
great.
There is that group of people that don't like the movie because of the animation style.
Well, epileptics maybe. Because in the first 5 minutes,
But
I
that's
was like,
understanding.
wow,
That's
I
understanding.
can't.
That's
Because the first
understandable.
5 minutes, like the epilogue for what's her name, I was whatever the prologue, whatever it's called. I was just like, "Woo, you gotta slow down." Just getting started. Let's take
The colors were very in your face
Oh,
at the
it was
beginning.
crazy.
Very in your face.
And it changes animation styles, like from like certain scene to scene. It's like, what the hell am I watching here? But I loved all the cameos, of all the other cameos. Which again, I won't give them all away. Well, I can give one away. One away is if you're my age, you see a lot of people might not know who it is. Video Man from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends back in the day was in this movie. I even said it out loud. I went, holy shit, it's Video Man. Hysterical, great character.
I thought, speaking on the different animation styles, Spider Punk in the movie, if you look at him, his whole get up, each like little piece of him is a different animation style, which was really cool.
Yeah. He was the MVP of that movie.
My former partner on the other side said, "Man, I didn't really like it. It gave me a headache."
Yeah, well, don't get me wrong. I can understand it because, like I said, the prologue.
Yeah, but you don't hate it because of it.
No, but the beginning was all about Gwen Stacy. Like, I'm not giving anything away. The first 5 minutes are about her explaining her side of the story, and it changes so much. It's like, I'm like, I am glad I am not an epileptic because I'd be fucking on the floor right now convulsing. But no,
I almost feel they should run a disclaimer before that, just for that reason, because it is intense in some scenes.
It is.
What have they've done that for movies before? I can't think.
And with a few movies.
Look, it had heart. It had great. I was laughing my ass off through most of it. Great comedy, great heart. It was a really good movie. I enjoyed it.
Did you like it better than the first one?
No. Did I like it? But I had to see it again. I got to see it again to judge. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm here with it. I do want to see it one more time, though.
I got to see things twice before I can make a final.
Oh, Lord. Jesus.
Like a final
right.
judgment.
What are we, Coors Field? What the fuck? It's now 10-9. Fuck you, Travis Darno.
Time to install the humidor in New York.
in Atlanta.
Oh, in Atlanta,
you know where it's super humid.
Wait, but that park, that ball, you know what it is? It's the wind gusts from the highway that are right there that just carry the ball.
I need another drink here. All right, that does it for us today. We covered a lot of shit. I'm annoyed. That was emotional damage.
I guess I'll put that game on. Everything else, Yankees are over. This commercial. Let me put the Mets on.
What did the Yankees do tonight?
They won 3-0.
Who'd they play?
White Sox.
All right.
They had an earlier game. I don't know if they won the early game or not. Anybody know if they won the early game? Frank, I know you want to rub it in if they didn't. Yeah, because they got canceled yesterday because of the smoke.
The Mars stuff.
They lost the early game 5-6.
Okay, so there you go. They won 3-0 this one. Where are the Mets on there they are.
Wait, what is this? Sorry, Burger King matchup. Yankees,
how
White
Spider-Man
Sox.
Whopper?
A Whopper for Michael K.
Tastes exactly like the regular Whopper.
Cool. So I don't.
You don't even taste the Swiss cheese or the bread bun. And I have a weird thing about eating like different colored bread. It kind of freaks me out. Remember when they had the black bun a couple years ago? That freaked me out. It freaked me out. All green. They like, green. I can't do this. Yeah, I can't do this.
All right, so I just read the stupid headline from the stupid Post. It says Burger King matchup in Yankees White Sox, a Whopper for Michael K. Michael K had it. Listen, it's a Burger King matchup when the Yankees took on the White Sox. During the first leg of the team's doubleheader, White Sox slugger Jake Burger came up to the plate to face Yankees pitcher Michael King in the top of the 7th inning. By the 3rd pitch of the at-bat, Kay realized what type of shenanigans were unfolding. Check the bug up here. Burger versus King, says Kay. Burger King.
Hey.
And now I want a Whopper.
He's a
I'm
genius.
always hungry after our shows. All right, that'll do it for us. Check in on the group. We'll keep you updated on what's going on in the world of sports, movies, pop culture, all that good stuff. Video games. They just announced the Spider-Man 2 video game for PlayStation
October.
5 with the ultimate version, whatever it's called. It's gonna be like $220. It comes with
and Brooklyn and Queens,
Venom.
like the Brooklyn and Queens map too.
Yes,
I'm gonna try to land on my house.
That's actually pretty cool.
That's the first thing my son said. I hope our house is in it.
Head to Canarsie.
I will.
That's Head to Canarsie out there. All right. He said King wants to have it his way right now. That's a whopper of an out that the King just got. So on that note,
okay.
We will bid you adieu, and we will talk to you guys next week when we could possibly have a new NHL champ, a new NBA champ, or maybe neither. Right?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
We'll see what parades. We'll get parade routes going. They're going down, by the alligators. But
we need a man on the street for that one. I think we need a man on the street out there for that parade. If that's the case,
if there's a parade, we'll definitely get coverage out there.
I think you're actually obliged to do that. You have to. It's not. It's mandatory.
Like, what can I say? It's a far drive. Oh, can't do it.
There's nothing you can say. You can report from your front door.
Yeah. If a New York team ever makes it back, I promise I'll go to the parade and I'll film it for you.
Thank you. When? All right. Peace out, everybody. Later.